showtime in 60 seconds. "45 seconds. "30 seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I couldn't find that thing. It saved my life. So I'll never watch it on a Sunday when it's raining.
You
just
could,
saying.
if you bought it.
Well, if I had it in my hand, I could just plug it in, and I know I could play it.
But if you knew how to open up your streaming folder, you could just play it that way, too.
Well, maybe Macho Man can show me.
Where can I get the VHS?
Yeah, that's all right. That's what I thought I was getting, or a little disc.
I'm a Bluray guy.
I was going to get it signed and stuff, you know. But
yeah, well, anyway,
we burned you a DVD, but that's how we got here in the first place.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge Show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We almost have to make maybe a new rule with regards to prepping, because I'm still working. I've been here since 4:45, and I just can't get through it all. It's ridiculous.
Dr. Remy, like $100.
Yeah, that was last night. And then and now I just, I almost feel like taking a break. Because I've lost all of your scores.
Oh no!
Because I'm doing the Firefox now. I haven't pulled up any. I'm not monitoring us at all. It looks like I'll pull you two up here real fast. I think Seth is remote. Seth, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you perfect. Thanks.
Oh man, you're having a Firefox meltdown.
Jesus. And then Dan walks in here, and I go, Dan, how much high karate you got on? And then he instantaneously, like everybody does around here, tries to turn it around on some zookeeper. Well, what you're smelling is Seth. I stopped him right there. Lummy, you saw it. I'm like, just stop. Just stop. With the trying to turn things around kind of deal. I'm tired of that.
What did it smell like, Sus? What?
I didn't even let him finish. I didn't even let him finish.
It's not masked by Seth's normal vaping.
Oh, exactly.
Is what I was going to say.
Exactly. Instead of just saying, sorry for putting a little too much high karate on, you got to go to that, which is typical for everybody around here. So
Strauss TV, $10.
Thank you very much, my friend. So, what are you all suited up for, my friend? You never come suited up.
Yeah, I have a deposition this afternoon.
Fantastic. Lummy, I lost. I don't know where my scores are.
You got your hair, Bubba?
Oh, I have my hat on.
I sent you the NCAA scores.
I gotta go to break. This is ridiculous.
I'm getting you all the scores back up.
I don't need 90 pieces of I just no, I didn't dye my hair. I just didn't do my hair, so it looks like I got a beaver on top of my head.
It's just my settings when I'm remote. It just looks pitch black.
It's Trumpish.
Your settings are perfect.
Okay.
your settings are not. Your settings are not wrong, my friend.
Not to add to the promise, but we're building delay, so we can't break yet.
I just want to. Let me. And now, as you can see, I have nothing here.
Yes, it's loading.
No, this is stuff I've already gotten.
Oh,
I don't even know what.
It's a very colorful shirt you have.
Thank you. It's a picture of Pookie. So let me. I don't know where your scores went. You gave me a top maybe. Maybe look. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Firefox does that then.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. All right. I guess I don't really need anything.
Okay.
Other than
bypass the messenger.
A hat to kayfabe my beaver hair, my beaver pelt that's on top of my hair. I was supposed to get my hair cut yesterday, but I got mad at the merch crick and told her I didn't want to get it cut.
Was she going to cut it?
Yeah, she's the one that cuts my hair.
Oh.
But I got mad at her.
About what? You brought it up.
Yeah, but I just take it that I got mad at her.
Okay.
I got mad at her.
What genre was it in, Bubba?
What do you mean?
As far as her anger.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, did she misbehave? Did she?
No. Just that she's just so scattered and just so, oh my God. She's got 2 phones and she's always trying to find one of them.
Oh boy.
And finally I'm like, when you do find that phone, let me have it so I can smash it into 1,000 pieces. Because there's a constant battle at our house about, and this is all I hear from her. Siri, find my phone. Siri, find my phone. Siri,
why don't you strap them together?
Siri, find my phone.
Put a leash on them.
Siri, find my phone. And I guess she must have left it. I don't know where she left it, but she's figured out that she thinks she may have lost it for good. And I was pissed off about that. And then
so that made you not want to get a haircut? Was her not being able to find her phone?
It was a series of things yesterday. Yesterday was just, and then we had a horrible night at the track on Saturday because racers are like when you own a dirt track and when you own a racetrack in general, rain is your worst enemy. You can't race in the rain. You can't. Well, I mean, some series do. They put rain tires on, like Formula One and things like that. But 90% of racing cannot race in the rain, especially dirt. So I've always proud. How would you say it, Dan?
I don't even know what your sentence is going to be. Prided myself?
Yeah, I've always prided myself on the fact that if we do catch a little rain, like at 3 or 4, that I've left the track dry to be able to compensate for that rain, and we're going to be okay. All I do is roll it in. So sure enough, 3:30, 4 o'clock comes around. I got the track ready, but I got it dry. Rain comes, and we're going to be fine. Track's going to be fine. All we got to do is roll it in. Well, the racers, when they're low, no matter where they live. Now, Tampa could be raining like torrential downpour, and Ocala, which is 107 miles away, we could be bone dry.
That's the uniqueness of Florida in the summers.
Yeah.
How it's spotty rain.
So we tell the racers on the website and that are calling, we're racing. Like, well, I'm hearing, I'm over here in Dade City, and it's raining like you, but there's no way that you guys can be racing. Listen, bud. We took a little bit of a sprinkle, but we're good. We're racing. Well, so they don't come.
Do these people from Florida not know how it goes, Bubba?
Well, I don't know.
I don't think they do.
Of that or they don't believe us. I'm like, listen, get on your little radar app, whatever you think you got, and type it. We're not Ocala, because literally where my track is about 12 miles north of Ocala. It's called Zuber. Zuber. It's a little incorporated area, literally probably that stretches from here to the Holiday Inn Express. By the
now the truth comes out.
By the interstate. You know what I'm saying? Let me It's a little incorporated area.
Yeah.
It's got one elementary school. It's called Zuber, Florida. That's exactly, if you were to look on a map, that's exactly the GPS and coordinates as to where the track's located. Well, there's a lot of times that literally 3 stoplights down the road, it is raining like you wouldn't believe, and we still are not getting anything. So that's the case on Saturday. We're not getting anything. And the little bit that we get might have been like maybe a 32nd of an inch, like it was just a little mist, which was perfect because I left the track dry, and it was the water that I would have needed to water the track. So we tell the racers, we're good. We're racing. Hot laps at 6. We're racing at 7. Well, we have, and the way that we make or lose money is by how many cars show up to race. And we have a crappy car count, like 12 in each division when we should have 20. And we don't lose our ass this weekend, but I work 10 hours on Friday. I work, oh my God. Saturday I get up at 7 and I don't get done till 11 p.m. So how many hours is that? 16? So I put 26 hours of work in 2 days only to have a, lackluster showing because the racers don't care. And then it just absolutely makes you feel like, your Sunday, you're junked. You're completely junked. So I was completely junked. I did watch some good football, though.
It's a lot of work to lose or just break even.
Yeah. That'd be like you having to work at your plastic surgery center for 26 hours for 2 days. And after all the patients that come and see you and all the procedures, you lost $2,500.
Yeah, it's torture.
It's just like
it's torture.
So
well, it's all about branding, Bubba. You got your name out there for how hard you work and how you're willing to put on a show during a storm. And I think that's what people know about you now. And if they are willing to race and they need some money when it's looking a little gloomy outside, you're going to be the guy they come to.
Well, no, they're not. You know what? Thank you for that. But from now on, Tom Bean and I came to an agreement. If there's even a chance of showers, we're closing.
Okay, that works too.
Or just put a link on the Windy app to it.
No, it's just easy because they don't.
The racers know what's going on.
Dan, they don't. Here's the thing: they fundamentally don't believe you. They fundamentally think that whatever's happening outside of their house is what's happening at my house. So literally, I bet you 20 to 40 racers didn't show up because they called the track and they didn't believe us.
Well, the meteorologists haven't helped out that either because if you look at always their future casts in the radar, they always put rain there to cover their ass.
Yeah, so from now on, I'm just going to say, rather than to bust my ass and make sure the track is dry so that we can take on a little rain, I'm just going to say, nope, we're closed because there's a 40% chance at 6 o'clock. Oh, no, I know it's not raining where you're at, but it's going to rain where we're going to be. So I'm going to do reverse psychology on them. I'm be like, well, here in Dade City, it ain't raining. Y'all should be good. I'm be like, no, man, it's going to rain at 5 o'clock like you wouldn't believe. We're out of here.
Sometimes it feels like the track is where you want to be, like full time with a side of radio. But then when this stuff happens, I'm not really sure why you have the track in general.
Yeah, well, trust me, I wish I could sell the track in a minute. I'd even take payments.
How much did you sell it for?
Well, I'm not.
You don't talk.
$4 million. That's what we're asking for. But it's
about 3.2.
No.
How about 2.1? You finance
2.1. We'll hold the money. But 2.1 down, and then we'll float. I mean, payments. But here's the deal. Racing has changed so much since we bought it in 2011. I mean, racing has changed where now streaming has killed local racing, where you can just stream these really big tracks from all over the country. And the other thing that's killed racing, and I was telling a person in the industry about it, is that Continental Tire, Hoosier Tire, is what all dirt racers for the most part use. Hoosier, and it was started and owned by a family, Bob. And I forget their name, what their name was. Bob and I think Cheryl or something. And they owned it for, God, clear up until like maybe 15 years ago. And then and tires were always priced, they made money on them, but they didn't kill you. Like a late model or a sprint car right rear was like $190. Okay, and
that's a giant tire.
Yeah. And Dan, you know a little bit about racing. Mm-hmm. There's two things that you need that control racing.
Brakes and tires?
Nope. Shocks and tires.
Oh.
That's everything. Now, shock prices have just gone through the roof. And now that right rear on that late model or sprint car that used to be 190 is now 305. And a guy, by the time he puts on 4 new tires in his car, he's got $1,500 of tires that pays $800 or $900 to win. So, Hoosier has single-handedly ruined racing. Because
and Flow Racing and Flow Sports for showing everything?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Streaming and tires have killed racing.
There's a guy in chat here that said, "What about putting like a live cheap camera on your website, of the track?"
Well, that's going to make the guy that lives 7 miles down the road not come.
No. For rain purposes, for weather purposes, right? Not to see racing.
Like a live cam for weather.
Yeah,
we do that.
The live rain cam.
We put it up on our Facebook every hour.
Oh my God!
We put it up on. If you go to our that.
Yeah,
Dan, you understand the kind of people you're dealing with.
Okay.
Facebook is everything to them.
Okay.
Facebook and Newsmax.
Facebook. So literally every hour we will, let me, if you were to go to OcalaSpeedway.com, if you would go to the Ocala Speedway Facebook page, here, see if you can send me a link.
Okay.
Yeah, we were, see if you can send me a link so I can show you what we were posting on Saturday, because that's where they all go to. Candace was I was sending shots of me.
I thought these guys were rugged, Bubba. They sound like they're a bunch of bitches.
Yeah, but I'm there.
Rubbin's racing, dude.
To their credit,
hydroplane a little. Live.
To their credit, they got to load all their. Have you sent one yet? Let me.
It's right now.
All right. To their credit, they got to load up all their stuff. They got to travel, 2 hours. Oh, it's giving me this kind of nonsense. Of course.
But they made the commitment to be there, right?
So, here's this. Hold on. Here's the track at. Let me see.
Oh, I would have stayed home. Those clouds look angry.
That's not it right there. All right. I don't know what you sent me, bud, but it's not working.
Well, no, it.
What?
That was just
Is that
somebody.
Bad Bunny?
That you clicked on the guy, Mike Horn. He was a racer.
No, Mike Horn takes pictures.
Okay.
All right, so I go here. Here's Bubba Raceway Park. Okay, so here. It's giving me this. What?
Of course.
Whatever. Jesus, whatever. Are you the webmaster?
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Good morning, Kenny Powers, Big Buck, Berto Perez, Fat Pig, Bar Hutchison. Dirk Merchant, Rick James, Bob Cook. And the Scoop.
Winning answers.
5. Strauss TV.
It's a little over after Grace.
CC Hall, good morning. Matt Baruch. No headache. Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass. I love the name. This is a Hugo Boss suit. Yeah.
How many of those do you have?
Huh?
How many of those do you have?
Hugo Boss. Bubba suits, 95 or 6. Those are mine. It's a couple of Versace's, Eagle Balls. They fit me. It's up, Yinzer.
When you get a merchant.
Chub it up, little Wilbur's Afterbirth. Snow Slater. Little Bug.
My long necker.
JLO Macaque.
What's up, Cash?
Walt. Group of Lips. Never trust a fart. Creatine. Big Red. Morning. Big E. I just like to say it in case he's listening. Thank you, Greg D. Yeah. He still shops in the kids section.
Snizzook says,
Huh?
no, Snizzook says Bucks with another close win.
Huh? Let's find us on YouTube. Greg D. They don't sell these in the kids section at Target.
He said Sears.
Sears. Yeah, I got rid of all my Sears tough skins. Give me your SSK gloves. Give me your SSK baseball gloves.
SSK?
Japanese brand.
No. A Japanese brand? Japanese make
Best gloves.
Huh?
Make really good gloves.
SSK. No. Wow. 75 years.
Yes, this is World War II since we bombed them. This is the machine guns are going to make baseball gloves. It was a black and silver one. With
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
All right. Hopefully, I'm a little more composed. Just having kind of a little bit of an anxiety. Give it. But I think I got everything together here. So I was talking about my weekend being crappy, mostly because we had a horrible car count at the. We lost a little bit of money, and we had a horrible car count. The stands, it's just when the cars don't come, the stands don't come, and it's just like the worst is when it looks like it's going to rain about 3:00 because that's when everybody determines whether they're coming to the track or not. So, Lummy, you're like, well, why didn't you guys, post a live camera?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can barely get the scoreboard to work on the weekends, let alone. By the way,
you guys can go baseball style and just put just plates up.
You have no idea. We took one of the most major lightning strikes, or multiple lightning strikes. Since the time we've been there, the lights got hit. I mean, the Musco lighting got hit. Half of it needed. So I get there Friday, and I'm calling electricians, and I'm calling scoreboard techs, and I'm calling the PA guy. I'm on the phone with Macho Man trying to get backup amps from here. So our PA system got hit with lightning, fried the amp for the PA system.
Is that stuff on? I'm not trying to interrupt, but is that stuff on any kind of surge protection? And but lightning is just so strong, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Wow.
For instance, we unplug all of our amp. We have like a little mini rack in the up in the scoring tower, and we unplug it. But lightning will, if it hits a speaker, will go through the speaker wire and into your system. And that's what happened here. So we blew an amp. The scoreboard was broken. Half of the lighting didn't work. The wheel and emergency lighting, half of it was broken. A grader tire was down. The pump that pumps the water into the water truck was broken. So like Friday, I'm spending half of my time trying to get the track ready, trying to go through these various things. So just to let you know, Lummy, we don't need a live cam because as you can see, the Friday before we race, we put on our Facebook, which is where everybody goes. Saturday, October 4th. This is Friday at I'm already on the track. As you can see, I'm on my last lap because usually I'll start low to bottom if we've had rain. And so if you can see here, Lummy, this is at 1:30 on Friday.
Oh, you're at the top.
I've already graded all the way up here.
Oh, wow.
I got one more strip to go. So
that looks good.
Thank you very much. And so much work involved. You have no idea.
Oh, I do.
So, Lummy, Friday, we assure we're racing. Yeah. Okay? Saturday, Bubba and crew working the track. Saturday, I'm working the track. I got new material spread into here. It's why it's a different color. I'm kind of mixing the new material in. So this is Saturday. Oh man, I clicked off of it. Of course.
When did you get hit by lightning?
Hard telling.
Just like in the last week or so.
Like in the last week or so.
Ugh.
Let me go right back to it. Lightning is, deadly.
Oh, I know.
So let me continue on. So where I was. All right. So boom. This is Saturday. Oh, there's one before that. Okay. So this is Friday my first picture update was 1:37. And at 2:21, less than an hour, I'm still working the track. This is still on Friday. Bubba and crew working the track. Then it's race day. Now this is Saturday morning at 10:30. Now, as you can see, I'm starting to final prep the track. See the difference. Now, see if just to kind of let you know. Yeah. See how it's kind of rough there. It's because I'm trying to get moisture down in it, and I haven't really put my blade all the way down, and I haven't got it. I haven't smoothed it out yet. This is kind of what they call a rough grade or a side grade. So I'm just getting, trying to get it somewhat close and roughed in. Look at the difference now. Look. This is Saturday morning when I'm starting to put my final prep on it. Like now, now see the difference.
Oh yeah.
So no, Dan, if you look at that,
smooth.
Not a cloud. What time is that? At 10:37 in the morning. I already got my windrow built up top. I got my windrow down below. I got a deal. I'm going to take this and move it up. That looks. If you're a guy in Dade City,
looks ready to race.
Looks pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
That's 10:37. Now, hold on, at 4 o'clock, which is my final prep. My final prep is to take a tiller and to till the entire track and then water it to get moisture down in it. This is at 4:14.
And what time does the race start?
There's
6.
Hot laps at 6.
Oh, okay.
So, all I got to do now is just water. And then
if you water it and build it, will they come? But they didn't come.
Well, they did. So here is after hot laps. That's after they've already hot lapped, and you can stay. They're starting to throw everything up.
But it looks beautiful still. It's like working in nicely.
Yeah, it ended up being a beautiful track. And then so there you go. That's.
What's their loss, right, Bubba?
Yeah, it's their loss. Really, Lummy, not that many upsets in college football, although a couple big ones.
Yes.
Boy, Miami just keeps rolling, do they not?
They're good. They're complete.
Penn State's now officially out of the top 25 as they got beat by a 1-4 UCLA. Is the guy from Penn State going to lose his job?
No, but he'll probably be on the hot seat for next year.
That was an upset. I'm trying to look at the next upset. The next upset.
Gators.
Oh yeah, the Gator. Well, Iowa State got beat by Cincinnati. Cincinnati's 4-1.
Cincinnati was favored in that game too, which was surprising.
Really?
Yeah.
Why aren't they ranked?
Good question. That's because the pollsters.
They don't like Cincinnati.
Florida State. Did they win?
Florida State. They played Miami.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they got their ass kicked.
No, well, not really. 28-22.
It was the fourth quarter for Florida State.
How about Florida?
Yeah.
Florida beat the Longhorns 29-21. The Longhorns were ninth rated.
Yeah, they started the year at number 1. The pollsters are putting people where they want. If you look at Alabama, that's all the way back to number 8. I mean, they want those big schools up toward the top.
I'm trying to look at the first. So Notre Dame's the only 2-loss team that is in the that probably still would have a chance to make the playoffs, right?
Yes.
Now, how does Notre Dame make the playoffs with not having a conference?
They will get the at-large bid.
The at-large?
Yeah,
you mean at-large?
They'll go through because they're ranking, so they'll go off what the ranking is. It's why they'll keep Notre Dame in the top 25.
Do they take? Is it 12 or 10 teams they take?
12.
12 teams.
Notre Dame's going to the PapaJohns.com Bowl.
The Bad Boy Mower Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, let's set expectations here.
Boy, I gotta tell you, man, Baker Mayfield is just good as hell. He is so money.
People forget he was the number 1 overall pick. I mean, he was the best guy to draft that year, and he was ignored because he went to crap Cleveland like every other quarterback that's destined to fail.
I mean, I can't even think of the last time that Cleveland had the number overall pick. They picked a quarterback, and that guy worked out. I mean, remember they had the Tim Couch,
back in
and
the
they
50s.
had the Ron Powless, and they had the Baker
was
Mayfield.
Was Bernie Kosar number 1?
I think Bernie was number 1, and he did kind of work out. I think Bernie took him to
the playoffs
a couple times in between shots. Because wasn't he a raging alcoholic?
Yes.
Raging alcoholic. So now what? Dylan Gabriel. It was a pretty good game against the Vikings, wasn't it? I mean, they were in it, weren't they?
Yeah, they were winning till the Vikings drove down and scored the touchdown. The Browns looked like they were going to come away with their first. So
I don't think that would be a bad mark against Dylan Gabriel. I would say that would be that's not anything to replace him. His performance didn't lose the ball game. I don't think.
No, it didn't. I watched the game. It didn't. The Browns were just a bad team.
How about the Colts getting that ass? But I mean, are the Raiders that bad?
I think the Colts are just that good.
Yeah, I think so too. Saints finally get a win over the Giants.
Eagles lose.
Yeah, Eagles lost. Cowboys over the Jets. Broncos over the Eagles, and that Bo Nix, man, he looked great.
Yeah.
Couple ticky-tack crappy calls on that game, though. Panthers over the Dolphins. Texans over the Ravens. Titans over the Cardinals by 1, 22-21. Bucks and a barn burner against the Seahawks. Seahawks held in there, man.
They sure did.
It's just crazy to say because I really love the Baker Mayfield story. I love the Sam Darnold story also. But just with how Baker Mayfield's been playing over the last couple of years, putting up insane numbers, whether people have paid attention or not, this is going to be the first guy ever who was number 1 pick, got completely written off, was playing scout team defensive end for the Carolina Panthers, and then eventually goes into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I mean, if he continues what he's doing with the Bucks, he's going to be a Hall of Fame guy.
Kurt Warner did that.
Well, Kurt Warner never played scout team defensive end.
He was packing groceries at the Publix.
Yeah, but once he got into football,
it was that Piggly Wiggly, Dan. It was even worse, I think.
I think the first team that gave him a chance were the Packers.
Packers. Well, Packers draft or signed him as a free agent. And
from
then,
what college?
Iowa.
Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa. What other famous NFL player went from Northern Iowa? Bryce Pop.
Oh.
Remember Bryce Pop was a linebacker for the Packers that went on and did really well with the Packers, but then went on and did really, really well with the Bills.
No, he doesn't count. We don't know him. You said well-known player. None of us know that guy.
So he doesn't count.
No, he doesn't count at all.
Lions over the Bengals. Packers play the Bengals next weekend. Commanders over the Chargers.
The Bengals are just a pure embarrassment right now with what they're doing and how they're deciding to roll with their backup quarterback, who I think threw another 3 interceptions yesterday.
Who is their backup guy?
Jake Browning.
Yeah.
Oh man, they should be calling up Cleveland and asking for a little Shador action. But
Is Shador never going to see the light of day in Cleveland? Have they just decided that he ain't going to play football there?
No, he'll play this year.
You think he will?
Gabriel will slip up, and then they'll decide. It'll be towards the end of the year, and they won't want to roll with Flacco. They'll want to see what Shador has. He'll definitely play.
Stephen A. said week 12 to 13 is what Stephen A. said that he'll get a chance.
But the other guy did pretty well yesterday, right?
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, actually, they looked like they knew what they were doing by picking him.
Seth, do you think that Shador has a chance to play in Cleveland, or do you think that he might be trade bait for like a Bengals or, a team that's lost their, the Ravens?
No. I'm pretty sure that if the Bengals want to commit to like a backup or a true backup, that they would go after Kirk Cousins. They would go after Jameis Winston. I don't think you would go after an unproven guy who hasn't seen your playbook at all to keep you afloat until Joe Burrow possibly comes back.
Yeah, because Joe Burrow, he gets injured almost every year, it seems like now.
Is he scheduled to come back this year, Burrow?
3 months. So you can do the math. It's kind of at the end of the year.
But Seth, wouldn't you rather have Shador than someone that's proven like Jameis Winston, who's proven he can throw more interceptions and touchdowns?
Yeah, but he knows the system, and he's not a complete unknown. You kind of know what you're getting with him. With Shador, man, it's a complete unknown.
I think it's a lot that they kept Shador at the number 3 quarterback when they moved Joe Flacco out of that spot. I think that if they would have bumped Shador up to backup, it would have shown that he was a little bit more ready. But I think them keeping him down third string just show. I don't think that shows that he's ready at all to play.
Here's what
unless they're holding him back.
Here's what I understand, Seth, is that you watched him in that one preseason game, and it looks like he has quarterback top type, dropping back, maneuverability, accuracy, size. He checked. And obviously he played for a pretty decent program. In Colorado. Where is the disconnect that he's an ass bucket in the NFL? Like,
he's just a 5th round pick. There's just and the pecking order, 5th round picks are almost non-existent in that. So just the fact that he's on a team right now, I think is a big deal. I mean, I know it looks like that he should be starting, but just tell me where. Just tell me over who. That you would just take an unknown guy who hasn't taken a real NFL snap yet over, guys that have been doing it for 10 years.
Did you see where they lost another one to TCU? What are they, 2-4?
Yeah.
I think they're 2-4, and he thinks that his blood clots and his legs are coming back.
Oh, no.
Did you see that in the press conference? Yeah, see if you can find me his press. Just type in Dion blood clots press conference. I'm really worried about him. I'm going to text him today. Well, I'm not going to text him today because he's going to the doctor today. But maybe Dan can explain. He's had, Well, first of all, he's had 2 of his toes. His big on the foot that suffered almost. He dealt with turf toe almost his entire career, and it progressively got worse when he was in Jackson State. They thought that they may or are going to have to amputate him, like from the ankle on down, or like at the ankle amputation, and he was suffering blood clots in his legs. Now, what causes blood clots in your legs, Dan? Are you finding that for me?
I sent it to you.
It could be a couple things, hypercoagulability, injury to the blood vessels, or stasis of the blood, meaning they're not moving. The blood's not moving. There's a Virchow's triad.
And so Dion, and not only that, but Colorado's not doing too good. Well, what's that, Seth?
Somebody asked Dion about this at the press conference. Was he not wearing a shoe on that foot? Is that why somebody asked him the question about his health?
Yeah, if you look at the video Bubba has up, it shows that he's only wearing one shoe.
Here we go.
I think I got more blood clots. Cat's out the bag, all right? I think I got more blood clots, man. It don't make sense. I'm hurting like crazy. I got the doctor's appointment Monday to see what time it is. So that's what's going on. I'm not getting blood to my leg. That's why my leg is throbbing. I'm sorry to get that out, but thank you for noticing.
So, Dan, I mean, you're watching the video.
Mm-hmm.
He has his left foot's the one that's turf toe, missing 2 toes. Has always been the problematic deal. I think he had at one time had a blood clot issue. Now, if you have a blood clot issue in your leg, how do you fix that? And so if they did fix it at one time, what did they do? And what has gone wrong to cause it maybe to be, to come back?
Blood flow to the foot is bad if you're like a diabetic. Then you have what they call small vessel disease. Or if you're a smoker and have peripheral vascular disease, or if you have like clots from like a hypercoagulability standpoint. So he is an athlete, so I don't imagine he had a lot of, atherosclerosis because of poor circulation. So yeah, he shouldn't have atherosclerosis in his legs. That would be unusual. A guy in his 50s that was a non-smoker.
And an athlete.
And an athlete. And he's not a diabetic.
Right.
So what else can cause hypercoagulability? Well, obviously the spike protein from the COVID vaccine and or COVID disease can do it. And
I don't think he got vaccinated.
There's zero chance he didn't get vaccinated as a coach on a college team.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even ever. You know what?
Why is it so afraid to ask? It's like asking someone.
I don't know, but I don't, and I think everybody who's in this room would say the same thing. You have a different standing to ask people because you're a doctor, but just for the normal dude, if me and Seth are rolling around talking, I don't really find it not necessarily inappropriate, but I don't find it necessarily any of my business whether he got vaxxed or not, because our society has automatically put, you're either a quack job or I don't know. It's like almost it's almost like like Democrat versus Republican. It's almost like vaxxed versus we've categorized it now and made it so that like it's vaxxed versus non-vaxxed.
But Bubba, we're talking about a little bit, but we're talking about a medical condition, and you can't evaluate a medical condition without knowing the history.
I said, as a doctor,
well, I understand,
it would be more appropriate for you to bring that up because you would be trying to be in the diagnostic mode or, frame of mind as to try to find out what potentially could be causing his issues. But as friends, brother in arms, it is kind of a personal question that a lot of people probably don't want to answer. And I don't necessarily feel comfortable. It feels like you're trying to put somebody in a trick bag. If I went, Seth, if you got sick all of a sudden, and instead of, asking every question except vax, you'd be okay. But if I go, Seth, did you get vaxxed? Then I instantaneously.
No booster though.
Okay, just one vax, Willie. No booster, Jones.
Just right at Operation Rush It Out, whatever they did. Yeah, I got two.
But Dan, so that's to me. Well, I'm not arguing with you. Our society has just made it such an argumentative point that it in our society it's made it they've made the vaccination the boogeyman. To and for those that may or may not have gotten it. And I've never seen, like, Dan, nobody ever held against you when you were a kid, say, hey, did you get vaccinated for measles? Yeah. Okay, you're cool. Or you're a whack job. Like, this is the first.
Yeah, we got that with circumcision. We got that with other things. You know what I mean? Are you Catholic? Are you,
That's a little different.
We ask all these crazy questions of people now. Do you drink? Do you smoke?
Hold on. It's still not cool. I don't walk up to a guy and go, hey, Warren.
Yes.
You circumcised?
I ask everybody.
Well, we don't. You're a doctor, and you can ask questions like that. We're just regular dudes, and we can't walk up like that. You can't roll up on a guy. So, I mean, are you saying potentially, Dan, that in your medical opinion, that being vaxxed could cause blood clots in your legs if you're Deion Sanders?
There has been multiple studies that show that being vaccinated increases your coagulability and can lead to coagulation problems. Just getting the disease, just getting COVID can make you hypercoagulable, which is why I put a lot of people, especially the older ones that I treated on COVID, on a baby aspirin because I didn't want them to get clots in their legs, because the spike protein, whether it's from the vaccine or from the disease itself, makes you hypercoagulable.
It looks like Deion was vaccinated.
Of course he was.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning, Bubba.
Yeah.
It's Mark from North Central Ohio. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you, Mark. I love the clarity of your phone.
Oh, thank you very much. I know you don't like the wireless Willie, so I don't want to get smashed to zero right out of the chute.
All right.
Real quick, couple of quick things. Number one, Shedeur Sanders is still on the IR with Cleveland with a hamstring injury that he sustained in the last preseason that he played. And from what I've read in the local media, I'm really not a football guy, but from what I've read in the local media, they're resting him to make sure he's fully recovered before they try to activate him again. So hopefully Cleveland has finally learned from their mistakes over the years of beating quarterbacks to a bloody pulp and continuing to play them injured. They have enough depth in their roster right now that they're trying to hopefully protect him, rehabilitate him, and when he's ready to return, hopefully they'll get him back out. And
he's not on IR at all, but
hold on, sir. I don't think your information is correct because my guys are saying he's not on IR.
No.
Really? Now, the last I had read, now, again, I'm not a football guy, but the last I had read, he had sustained a hamstring injury, and they were just...
That was like 2 months ago.
Until he was recovered.
That was like the second game of preseason, and they sat him out like 2 weeks. But, by game one of the regular season, he was already off and listed at that point as QB4. Now he's worked himself up to QB3, so he's not on the IR.
He does interviews. Injured players don't do interviews.
And he's on the sidelines.
Okay.
So.
Well,
there you go,
okay,
Mark, North Central.
Okay, I stand corrected. I apologize. The last thing I'd want to do is throw that off. The second thing I wanted to talk to you about real quick was the racing. As a member of a local racetrack staff, I've been part of operations for over 8 years, and I completely understand your plight of what you're talking about. Up here in Ohio, racing as a whole has changed dramatically, and at the end of this season, we're losing 4 asphalt tracks within 50 miles of each other.
Hold on, streaming tires and shocks. And just like a Longhorn roller, like a chassis, a roller, just a Longhorn roller, late model chassis with no motor, no seat, no, just basically the chassis, the body, the axles, the rear end, the transmission, no shocks, no motor, no radiator is about $65,000.
Absolutely, and asphalt racing is no different. These compact cars that we're racing on a weekly basis, they're spending $10,000 on an engine. They've probably got another 15 to 20 in a compact car. Asphalt street stocks have turned into limited late models where it's almost $30,000 for a rolling chassis, and then they're spending another $25,000-$30,000 for an engine. The costs have just astronomically just increase year after year. And on a personal note, a lot of the attitudes of the racers and the fans with social media, with the lack of accountability for disrespect.
Oh, I almost hold on. I wish somebody. Mark, I got to go. Thank you. I almost got out of the tower last night. Lummy ran down the bleachers and fought a guy.
For what?
So it's the Crown Vics. We put these. They're like our lowest division, the Crown Vics, and it used to be they're great car count, and they're actually pretty racy because they're all so evenly matched. They take these old cop cars and they put roll cages in them, knock out all the glass, and make them race ready, and put a racing seat in them with a 5-point harness. And really, they're fun. They really are fun, but they've turned into now kind of the novice class, and which is fine, but they instead of being respectful, they'll just run each other over and spin each other out. It literally looks like a demo derby. So this number 44, he comes out of turn 4. I'm race directing. He comes out of turn 4 and he spins out himself, but he spins out so far going into the middle of the track that he's off the track. He spun out like 2 360s and kept going to the almost the infield. So I get on the race receiver and say, 44, hold your position. Don't try to get back onto the track. You're done. So because I don't want to throw a caution because I want to keep the race going. What does he do? He pulls right in the middle of the track and stops.
Oh, geez.
Now I got to throw a caution. Well, now I'm going to black flag you because you've gone against you've gone against race the race tower, race operations.
What's a black flag for people that aren't familiar with what you do?
Usually means you're done.
You're disqualified.
Oh boy.
So he should have just kept his car in the middle there, and I maybe might have let him kind of neeked himself back in. He would have been a lap down, but that would have been I would have seen him kind of moving up. I would have said, okay, 44, merge now, and I would have merged him. Because Dan, I can see what's coming and what's, so like when a guy, like if there was quite a bit of distance away from a guy, I would see like 44, merge now, get him up to speed and merge him. But not when you just pull right onto the track and stop. Now I got to throw a yellow. So I call for a yellow. I said, 44, you're black flagged, pull it in the pits. Well, what's he do? He gets out of his car and starts flipping off the tower. He's flipping me off. And
he gets out of the car?
He gets out of the car.
While he's on the track?
While he's on the track.
Oh, man.
He gets out of the car, right underneath the flag stand, starts flipping off the flag stand, starts flipping off me. So you know what I do? I get on the radio. I get on the radio and I said, I need both wreckers to go ahead and hook up with that car. Hook that car up. Well, by the time my guys get there, he's already back in his car, and now he's doing donuts.
Oh,
he's doing
messing up your truck?
He's doing 360 donuts right in the middle of my track. So
it's time to sell.
So I go. I said, wreckers, plow into him. Hit him. Hit him. Hit him. Well, by the time
is this on the radio or
yes,
over speakers?
Over the PA. Over my track crew radio headsets.
Okay, you're not saying that in front of the crowd. Like the crowd doesn't hear you say that.
No, but the crowd would have been going crazy.
I know that would have been awesome.
So he knows. He can see that my guys are getting ready to give him the Malachi Crunch. But I got literally two wreckers that are going to go. They're trying to, because we got these big old honking push bumpers
on the front. Yeah, they're like bulldozers.
Yeah, they're not going to hurt my truck. And he gets out of it and goes into the middle, and he's done. So I get on the track. I just didn't like the way the track. Usually I just leave after the races because the track is been raced on. It's kind of sealed over. I had kind of a thin spot in turn one, and because the track was so wet because of the rain, it kind of rutted out a little bit. So I at least wanted to grade the track, which takes me another hour. So I graded when the race was over. I graded the track just so it would present better the next time we race it, which is going to be for monster trucks. I mean, we got King Sling and all those. You might want to bring the little guy up for that.
All right.
I forget when that is, but it's I think it's. I'll tell you exactly when it is. Because isn't that what Walker likes?
Oh, yeah. He's looking forward to the Tour of Destruction, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's next month, I think.
The 25th.
Okay.
25th of October is the 2X Monster Trucks.
Oh, yeah.
And then the 8th of November is the Tour of Destruction.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
So, of course, you won't pay for anything.
Oh, thank you.
You and Walker invited. So I'm on the grader, and Dan, it's like when you're on, and I'm just going to use boob job as a reference point because that's probably the most common surgery you do, one of the most common.
Mm-hmm.
And there comes a point where you're locked in, and you're in the middle of it, and you're locked in, and you don't need anything short of Sophia getting run over by a dump truck. You don't, and I don't mean that. Like I hope,
what you mean.
But like anything short of a catastrophic event, you do not want to be messed with.
Right.
You are locked in. It's probably after you've made your first incision and you might be putting your first implant in. I don't know. Where if I was to ask you a question like where in the breast augmentation procedure are you the most locked in?
Pretty much the first half when you're making the pocket.
Yeah.
At the end, when you close and you're not that locked in.
Yeah, at the end, you're still making some stitches and moving stuff around.
The first 2/3.
Right. So when I'm at the end of the night, when I'm on the grader, or even when I'm on the grader, and there comes a point where you get your blade set just perfect. Your blade is set perfect. The amount of material that's coming off the top side of the blade and rolling down to the and getting spit off just behind the back tire, the consistency of it, how it's kind of rolling over, how it's kind of self-mixing it, the smooth plane that you're making, and you can hear it in your motor. Your motor is like just at a certain pitch, and if as your grader starts struggling a little bit, you're backing off your pitch of your blade. So I'm halfway done grading. I'm locked in. I turn my phone off. I'm locked in. And intensify the fact that it's at night and you can't see as well. Even though the track has lighting, you still can't see as well.
So this is again after the races have all gone home.
After the races, all the races are loading up and stuff. Well, here comes the 44.
Oh, jeez.
And you're not supposed to be on the track anyway when I'm grading. You're not, because
dangerous.
It's dangerous. I mean, if you could walk up to the grader and slip, I run over you, it'll kill you. It would kill you. So he walks, and I hate when somebody comes to the grader, gets in and puts their hand up and asks me. I have to, at that point, put the clutch in, turn my throttle all the way down.
Hope you don't slide down the track.
I've lost all my momentum. I've lost my zone. I'm not locked in anymore. And I'm going to have to restart the process. So he comes to me and he goes, yeah, I just want to let you know, man, that was a bunch of BS. I said, no, I'll tell you what. Two things. One, we're not discussing your disqualification right here while I'm grading this track. That's one. Two, we can discuss it when I get off this grader. Or three, you can just realize that you were an asshole and you didn't listen, and you're lucky I don't disqualify you for 6 months to come into the track. Now, if you walk away as a gentleman, apologize, realize that what you did was asinine, then you know what? We're good. But I don't want to talk about it anymore, and we're certainly not going to talk about it while I'm on the grader here. He goes, all right, so if I say I'm sorry and I ain't suspended, and I go, no. he goes, well, they done told me at the payout, because when you get disqualified, you don't get any pay. You don't even get last place. You don't even get your $55 for being last. He goes, well, they done told me at the payout that I'm disqualified for 6 months. I go, I'll undo that, and you'll be fine. Our next race is December 13th. You'll be fine. I know, I like coming to this track. It's my favorite track. I only live 18 miles from here. I said, but if you ever, I said, the next time that something like that happens, I said, drive your car into the pits, go into turn 1, show me the nose that you want to merge, and I'll merge you. Don't stop the race. Okay. Well, I guess we learned 2 lessons now, didn't we now? I go, I don't know what lesson I learned, but I know that I said, I don't know if you know this, but I gave my tow trucks orders to run over you. like literally, Dan, I wanted him to run right over his engine. Just run right over him. I don't know if that would have been the best thing for Tom Bean. May have gotten a little mad at us. That's retaliation. But at this point, I would have said, I'm trying to
protect the spectators.
I'm trying to protect the other cars and the spectators from him acting like he's Dukes of Hazzard out here doing 360. So
yeah, the cops don't get in trouble when they throw out rumble strips, right, or the tire strips,
or when they do a pit maneuver,
right, on someone that's being dangerous to others. I was
just doing a pit maneuver is different at your local racetrack than on your highway.
Yeah, I guess so.
So anyway, we got it handled. And it was just, I wish I would have had. So I really, as he was out there doing 360, I was like, man, I wish I could get down there and rip him out of that car and beat his ass. Now, I don't know if I think I could. I think I'd have a chance against that guy.
You must be getting really good at making sandcastles at the beach, though. Yeah. Your ability to move sand.
No, we don't. Dan, sand is the nightmare of dirt track. It's clay. Sand is what ruins a dirt track. Clay is what you need. In fact, I'm always trying to get sand off of the track because that's bad. Sand's bad. Sand's bad for your tires. Clay is good. So Bad Bunny was the guest star, or the
host.
Was he not even the musician? He was the host.
He was the host. He was the host of Saturday Night Live.
Why?
They put him in comedy sketches.
Yeah.
Really?
Why?
Yeah.
Why are we so? Isn't there so many more larger stars we could be? Is he that? Maybe Seth will help me out. He's more pop culturally involved in this than any of them. Is Bad Bunny, Seth, that big of a pop culture star?
What I mean, he's playing the halftime show. I mean, I think that would answer it.
He's playing it. And he hasn't played it yet.
No, but he's playing it because of how massive he is with his music.
I just know that it's going to be as much as you think as the Kendrick Lamar. I think Jay-Z, I don't know if Jay-Z's trying to actually put potentially what America would enjoy with regards to your demographics of professional football, the people that are there, the people that watched your product for 18 weeks. And then how many rounds of, what is there, Seth? Three games you got to win, 2 or 3 games you got to win in the after season in order to make it to the playoffs. So if you're a NFL fan, you may have watched 20 weeks of football.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So for the person that's watched 20 weeks, 23 weeks if you watch preseason, for the football fan that every one of us, Dan, Lummy, myself, Seth, Macho, I don't know if Macho likes football or not, but for the 20 weeks that we've watched football, I don't know if that guy is a Bad Bunny fan. And for you to put an artist out there that we don't like, that we don't understand, to me is Jay-Z trying to piss off your NFL P1, so to speak.
How do you know you don't like him?
I know I don't like him. I don't find myself listening to him at all.
Well, I don't either, but that doesn't mean he can't put on an entertaining show.
Well, I would think that fundamentally putting on an entertaining show would be speaking it in a language that I can understand. I would think that would be fundamentally where we start. Whether it's country, rap, rock. I mean,
Is he only singing Spanish?
He said they're saying the majority of his Super Bowl performance will be in Spanish.
Nice.
The majority of it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Puerto Ricans should speak clean English. I mean, they're supposedly part of America, but he speaks with a thick accent.
All right.
That's what we're getting for the Super Bowl.
Más que un logro mío, es un logro de todo, demostrando que nuestra huella.
What is our country becoming?
Little Mexico.
We want to hate them even more by saying, if you didn't understand what I just said, you got 4 months to learn. Who am I to have to learn in the country that I live in, its native language?
And he lives in one of our country's territories. But wants to be a
Was any of his sketch? Could you find a sketch for?
Did he do a demonic one? They did something demonic. Someone said on chat.
Yeah, I can try to find them.
See if you can find me.
No problem.
Something from one of his sketches, if you could.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Lummy, is Gary having any luck with content from that hard drive?
Yeah, he's been watching it. He's been splitting it up.
No, but just keep me posted on what he's got.
Okay. Anything new comes out, we'll make sure to. You said demonic?
Mm-hmm. Like satanic, demonic. John Costica.
Johnny K.
Diddy tore that ass up, so on the road. Did P. Diddy bust Bad Bunny's bum?
Oh, Lummy, we didn't get P. Diddy's sentencing. I didn't see it anywhere.
Really? Okay.
Somebody find it for me. And preferably the media. I can't believe we missed that.
The merchants, Willie.
I don't understand. Angus said, "It's great. Blah blah." I understand that.
Iggy McGillicuddy, $20.
Iggy, good morning.
I love you, Iggy. Good talking to you. Good talking to you, or texting you yesterday.
No problem.
You did his face? Or his head?
Oh.
Something?
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about steak or something like that.
No, Angus is...
Okay, yeah.
I sent you a Bad Bunny skit. I'm looking up for the P. Diddy with the...
Be like a chef to cook for you, or a massage for après ski, or even a yoga teacher to keep you grounded. Homes, experiences, and services, now on Airbnb.
It's the #1 program in comedy television.
I sent you ABC's P. Diddy story. CCO.
Said I didn't look like your average football player. He had more of an accountant look, but I saw the field differently. And when I started wearing Warby Parker glasses in middle school, it all just clicked. All of a sudden, he's reading playbooks on the bus. Having good vision changed my life. There was also a great mentor. I think it was the glasses. Yeah, maybe.
Rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Rap mogul Sean.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios.
Aquabito.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Me, Lummy, Seth, and Dr. Dan for your Monday lineup. Bad Bunny, who's now officially been locked in as your #1 or the main entertainment for this year's Super Bowl. What this year's Super Bowl's in Vegas? Or Los Angeles? San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco. Yeah. And Bad Bunny, which let's not forget that Jay-Z, the NFL hired Jay-Z, was it 2020 or 2021?
For whatever the first year that Shakira and J-Lo played.
2019.
Yeah, so for 6 years, Jay-Z has been in charge of, and we have not had a white or like anything other than it's been rap, or now is Bad Bunny considered Latin pop?
Reggaeton.
Is that what it is?
I believe so.
So he hosted Saturday Night Live in somewhat of a boastful type manner this past Saturday, including within his monologue saying, about 30 seconds of something Spanish, and then coming out with, if you didn't understand anything that I said, you got 4 months to learn it.
Tom, $20.
So let me, when you're the host of Saturday Night Live, they try to incorporate you into all of their skits.
Yes.
With their regular actors.
Greg D, $20.
Thank you so much, man. Nothing on PayPal yet today. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. And so is this, Lummy, one of the skits?
Yes, it is.
And what is it? Is it literally called El Chavo del Ocho?
Yes.
That's what Saturday Night Live called it?
Yes, the description is Bad Bunny guides the cast through an English version of his favorite show from growing up.
So just to give you some background, El Chavo was a sitcom in the 80s and 90s on Spanish TV, and it was played by a comedian, and the adults were dressed as kids. And so it's the kid with the guy with the hat is the star, and it's an adult comedian that acts like a kid in the show, and it's all adult actors acting as kids. It was a funny show, even if you don't understand Spanish, and it ran for years.
It's the #1 program in comedic television.
John Costico, 100 on the PayPal. Let me to break the cherry. Thank you, Johnny K. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Do we need to continue just to get a copyright strike?
This is the stupid comedy. It's slapstick comedy. It's like Gilligan's Island stuff.
Gilligan's Island looks like a Academy Award production compared to this.
It was one set just like this. It was like an apartment complex combination.
Well, you really got to know that show in order to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and the tall guy with the ball, like the character in El Chavo, was fat cheeks and stuff like that. I mean, it's stupid. It was stupid 30 years ago. It's stupid now. and Bad Bunny's a dumbass. Sorry, you lost a fan here. I was never a fan. I hope you choke on a burrito.
Kenneth Nelson said $20 to make this stop, please.
I hope you choke on Diddy's burrito.
My pleasure. Speaking of which, so Friday, we were off the air. Obviously, there were two things that happened on Friday when we had already left. One of which, Lummy, is that Ron DeSantis now officially has named a portion of...
A 2-mile portion.
A 2-mile portion of... What, El Dorado Drive
or the Clearwater Trail?
Is it the Clearwater Fitness Trail or something like that? Yeah, 2 miles of the Clearwater Fitness Trail is now Hulk Hogan Trail or Hulk Hogan Way, and the announcement was made at the Hogan's Hangout Friday, about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
He's such a mark for Hogan.
He is such a mark for Hogan.
I mean, Hogan definitely deserves a street name, especially since they were pitching Charlie Kirk to have one in Clearwater. But I mean, totally get a 2-mile stretch on that. I mean, he deserves bullet.
And not even a real road stuff, like a fitness trail.
Dude, give him US 19 Balea Boulevard. I mean, he deserves something bigger than that.
They need, El Dorado Drive, which is where he lived, or Willowdale, which is where he lived the majority of his time and raised his family. I'm all about that being Bolea Way or Hulk Hogan Way, like a regular public street that's open to the public, but just making a portion of the trail Hulk Hogan Trail or Hulk Hogan Way, which is not even, drivable on your car or really even obtainable to get to other than with an while you're exercising. I think that I think Hogan is deserving of an actual road.
Well, he is. He does stand for fitness, and it's not over yet, Bubba. I mean, there could be 3 more roads named Balea Drive and Hogan Avenue and all these other things. You think
that could get confusing?
Yeah.
Which Hogan Avenue am I meeting you at around town?
Peach Street in Georgia. Name every street Hogan.
Seth, don't meet me at the Hogan Trail. Meet me at Hogan Boulevard. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm at the wrong place. Just give me 30 minutes. I'll be right over.
Or Balea Way. Okay.
I sent you the little pamphlet, they show the red and yellow fitness equipment that they're putting in.
Yeah, and then is this what they're doing right here? Okay.
Dude, I really get, paying respects to Hogan and making him part of, Florida and Pinellas County history, but this seems kind of rushed and jobbed out.
I agreed. Hulk Hogan Trail has been established on a 2-mile portion of the Clearwater Trail from Oak Avenue to Coronado Drive. It'll feature outdoor equipment, exercise equipment in Hulk's trademark red and yellow colors, and support local recreation and fitness activities for residents and visitors of all ages. Hulk Hogan Trail will honor the lasting legacy of Hulk Hogan and his commitment to local tourism, charitable initiatives like youth mentorships, sports programs, and various wellness, education, and community developmental programs. Florida will always be grateful for the Hulkster's impact on the Tampa Bay region. Now, this is fine. This is great, but actually name a road after him, like a public road. Like in Green Bay, they have Holmgren Way and Lombardi Avenue and Brett Favre Drive, where they take regular roads and make them into,
they might have trails too, but they have roads also. It's good to have a road and a trail.
A trail is one thing, but a road's next level.
I don't think this is going to be the end of it, Bubba. I think there'll be some other stuff named after him. He was iconic. He was important to the community. And did he give back?
You think he gets a bridge?
Did he give back?
He gave
a little.
Yeah.
Was he charitable?
Yeah.
Sort of.
He gave us his entertainment, Dan.
He would show up, but did he ever dig in his pocket? Did he ever write a check?
Yes, he did, and he was also very, very charitable when it came to he was very big on the Make-A-Wish. He was like he would go and see like 50 or 60 kids. A week, or not a week, but like monthly, he was big on Make-A-Wish, which is really,
that's his deal.
That's about as filling. That is so cool. These are kids that aren't going to make it for the most part.
Well, a lot of them make it, Bubba. It's just they have a wish.
Right.
You could have a wish even if you're not going to die.
I had a wish for Hogan. I had to make a wish for Hogan. He never granted.
You got to follow it. You got to put it through the organization.
Yeah.
You can't just put it out
True.
like you were on the radio.
So anyway, good for Hogan. Lasker actually texted me and goes, "Hey, would you be mad if I powder coated?" I'm like, "Gene, whatever. I don't care." Like,
what, he's doing the red and yellow stuff for this?
Quit trying to figure yourself. Quit trying to figure yourself. Constantly trying to figure yourself into the Hogan equation. So realize that that Nick Hogan sued me. You know what I'm saying? Like stop. Like, we weren't friends with Hulk Hogan in the last 12 or 14 years of his life. He never let me off the hook. He could have, right?
Yeah.
He could have let me off the hook. I mean, didn't Brooke call up and said that, the night of the sting that he knew that I was not involved in the distribution of the tape?
Yeah.
Well,
maybe he was too busy giving back to mend the fence with you, Bubba.
Maybe he was too busy developing this trail. I don't know.
Just a trail.
He's been working on it for years.
I wish his family the best, and I hope that they take it from a trail. I think actually El Dorado Boulevard, where he actually lived and died, should be named, Bole. I think there.
What about a bridge, Bubba? We got the Selman Expressway. I mean, Leroy Selman, a big player in Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
true.
And not near as popular as Hulk Hogan.
No.
So I think that's where they should go. So we missed Ron DeSantis press conference down at Hogan's Hangout. I think that happened at Friday, like at 1:00.
Did you want the press conference?
Yeah, you might as well send it to me.
And that's dedicating the trail?
Yeah, dedicating.
Well, is that
the
a
trail.
state trail? So it's a state. So it's a state gesture as opposed to the city's gesture.
You
know what I'm saying? So the city still has an opportunity.
I think that DeSantis went to the city. I don't know what governing body.
I'm sure the stuff gets expedited and pushed through pretty quickly. Is
this it right here? Let me.
No, I'm trying to find actually his audio. Yeah, I found it.
Okay,
Sorry.
cool. Ron DeSantis did a thing at Hogan's Hangout.
It's 13 minutes. I was trying to find something a little shorter, but it looks like no one really edited it down.
I don't know how many people really covered it, to be honest with you.
Not really many.
Hold on.
I thought they were going to announce a medical
Oh yeah, that's coming. That's coming, Seth.
I read about that.
But I thought I saw the judge denied it.
Oh,
look into it. Hogan's estate petitions court to extend statute of limitations on medical mal.
It's already 2 years. This stuff only happened over the last 6 months.
I know, bud, but you're not familiar with the article, and I am. And the statute has ran out on some of it, and they're asking the court to extend. So let me find that for me so I can.
Announcement. I know we've got members of the Hogan family.
Man, that really for the governor to show up. I think, Seth, I would have taken a little bit more time and at least, made the backdrop. Unless this backdrop here is hiding something he's going to unveil, like he pulls the backdrop back and that's like some kind of something. Otherwise, it looks like, couldn't somebody at least have pulled down the backdrop and made it look more less scrunchy, right?
I mean, it's a shower curtain, isn't it? Looks like
well, I mean, it's called what they called as a step and repeat. We had one at Video Killed the Radio Star, and except Lummy, ours was flat and
Nick is with us.
Hold on, Nick.
Today's announcement. I know we've got members of the Hogan family. His son Nick is with us. We've also got Mouth of the South. Jimmy Hart is here, and we'll have a few things to say as we, make this dedication today. But it's an honor for me to be here. When I was growing up in this area, there were a lot of kind of superstars that we would look up to in various things, and I like pretty much every sport. But I don't think any star shined brighter than Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan.
Only in one channel too, Lummy.
Yeah.
Left channel.
Great job.
Particularly for a kid who was in, the mid-'80s when all this stuff really started to go crazy. This was something that was just like larger than life. And the message of training, saying your prayers, eating your vitamins, that's something that stuck with me.
It was a farce.
As a kid, and I know influenced so many other kids all around the country. And if you think about it, so we actually were able to come here at the end of May. And
which, Lummy, I think was the last picture that Hogan took.
Yes, it was.
Before he started having complications.
Yes.
We're in town, and my kids who are in elementary school, they know Hulk. And they think about Hulk when they think about, and they like wrestling. They like time that happened. Hulk Hogan, if you think about, they did the big first WrestleMania. A lot of people don't realize after that WrestleMania, they did another ring because people are fitting tribute. So Coronado Drive. And so.
Oh, man, hit this guy with the teleprompter.
All right, so they were hiding a little something back behind there. So my bad.
Are they going to have steroid stations along the trail?
So you'll see those signs, but what we're also going to do is have different types of, and it'll be in the red and yellow colors, different types of exercise stations along the way. Because, people bike, they run. When people say it's fake, let me tell you something. Jimmy Mouth of the South Hart.
See, Nick comes out a little bit, and then Jimmy Hart comes out after him.
See Nick.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us here at Hogan's Hangout. And first of all,
I'll be spinning tonight because I'm the general manager and DJ.
I'd like to say thank you on behalf of myself, my father, and my entire family to Governor Ron DeSantis for giving us this honor. And thank you to the state of Florida, Pinellas County, and the city of Clearwater for helping to make this happen. This is something that my dad would be so, so proud of because Clearwater was always home for him. No matter how far he traveled around the world or where trying to become the best.
Thank you.
Another wrestling legend here. People like the Hunk.
Well, let me tell you something.
And I said, he's right, because you've done so much for this state, and Huck loved you tremendously. So I'm just letting you know that. I'm just letting you know that, bottom line. I know the Huckster's up in heaven right now.
Man, I got an Iggy on Jimmy Hart, man. You guys wouldn't believe it. I just feel like I really
all right, leave Jimmy alone.
I really feel like dropping it right now. But
looking down here,
I got an Iggy. Oh, I got an Iggy on Jimmy Hart.
Little beach bar, and he's with Andre the Giant.
Okay.
Karaoke. And the last thing he said to me, he said, Jimmy Hart, I want you to go up and do your song, Keep On Dancing for me, which I really hated doing. I was telling my age now. I was part of a group in the 60s called the Gentrys. We had a $1 million seller called Keep On Dancing. And so we did it. And I did it for him, and I'm glad I did. And I won the championship belt here for doing that, for karaoke.
Yeah, it's an inside job.
You think?
Hey, brother, I'm going to let Jimmy, go up there and keep on dancing. That way the belt stays at his house. Okay, I got some white Triz ash from Pinellas Biz Arc having the biz out. If you keep on dancing and win, then we can keep the belt here at the his hangout.
But I just want to thank TKO, the WWE, and of course.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it. All right, so when I come back, let me. It looks like Sean P. Diddy Combs got sentenced.
Yes.
On Friday.
Hell yeah, hard time.
Everybody was mad. The prosecutors thought it wasn't enough, and Sean P. Diddy Combs thinks it's too much, which to me usually is probably a pretty good sentence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when both sides are unhappy, I think then you have a good deal.
I think so too. We'll get into that next.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
What's it? What's up there, merchant? Medic. Perfect. What's up, Iggy? Yeah, exactly. WH doesn't make any sense. Thank you for that, Iggy.
Iggy, how are you?
Greg D. Thank you, DK. What's up, Bubba Skankles? What's up, Mitch Lamar? Gotta keep it that way, Jonesy. What they want, Adam and Mike.
Stop Ellen close. Twitch police, good morning. Well, I just sent you the most recent from Good Morning America and the Mark Sanchez, what they just put out.
Okay.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I think the NHL starts tomorrow night.
Yeah, I believe it does.
Kush, are you working on that podcast? That hockey-based podcast gimmick that we were talking about?
Yeah. Yes, we are. There's just a lot that goes into it.
Especially being in two different places, right?
Well, he's in Vegas, yeah, and I'm here, so it'll be tough to do. But I talked to him the other day. We're gonna try to make it work.
Kristi Noem's message to the NFL for selecting Bad Bunny for the halftime show, and I quote: "The NFL sucks, and we'll win, and God will bless us, and we'll stand and be proud of ourselves at the end of the day. They won't be able to sleep at night because they don't know what they believe, and they're so weak. We'll fix that." Is that the message to the NFL?
No, I mean, from her.
Can you message the NFL with this decision? It seems like they were trying to send a message to the Trump administration.
Well, they suck, and we'll win, and God will bless us, and we'll stand and be proud of ourselves at the end of the day, and they won't be able to sleep at night because they don't know what they believe, and they're so weak. Well, we'll fix it.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Secretary. And you message the NFL with this decision? It seems like they were...
I don't know that that's the message I would have given.
What's she going to fix?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're speaking in generalities, and I think maybe, fundamentally you should have said, hey, I think the average NFL fan that watches, 15 to 20 weeks of NFL is an English-speaking American, and I don't know why the NFL can't figure that out, and why they can't, they extend the halftime about 5 to 7 minutes longer. Why couldn't they do like a rap in a country, or a rock in a country, or a rap in a rock?
Add a Hispanic. They can do that, but that needs to be part of a bigger show.
Right.
I mean, this isn't the Pinata National Championships. This is the NFL.
And so, I mean, they could if they wanted to. And the NFL, I mean, does the NFL get any heat for having hired Jay-Z? And if you look at his body of work, he does not seem to want to incorporate anything Caucasian at all.
They did that, Bubba. You know they did that in response to Colin Kaepernick and the kneeling and the whole BLM stuff to try to maintain a sort of an ambassador to the black community with Jay-Z. That's why they did that.
I know that. I mean, I know that's why they did that. But I mean, it's just like, aren't we beyond that?
Well, I mean, are we?
Didn't Colin Kaepernick? Didn't you have to write him a check for $75 million? And can't we get in there? Can't we get people in there that can entertain us for the people that are, the 80 or 90,000 people that are there, along with the 200 million that are watching on TV? Just something a little bit more broad, instead of just putting yourself into a bucket a Latin bucket that probably 80 to 70% of us don't understand. I don't know. Anyway, here's what ABC's reporting for this morning, Lummy?
For P. Diddy.
Rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs learning his fate in a Manhattan courtroom, sentenced to 4 years in prison for his conviction on 2 charges related to prostitution. Combs addressing the court visibly emotional and choked up, saying, quote, "I've been humbled and broken to my core," adding, "I beg your honor for mercy." The judge responding to Combs, saying, "You have a chance to show your children what true change and accountability look like." Today's sentencing follows the 2-month trial over the summer with dozens of witnesses and heart-wrenching testimony. And tonight, how Cassie Ventura, Combs' ex-girlfriend at the center of the case, is responding. ABC's chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky, leads us off.
Once larger than life, a global superstar and pop culture icon, tonight Sean Combs sentenced to 4 years in prison after he was convicted of transporting girlfriends and male escorts across state lines for prostitution. Combs standing before District Judge Arun Subramanian, pleading for mercy. "I've been humbled and broken to my core. I hate myself right now. I am truly sorry." Combs.
Now, I'm not trying to underscore what he did, but how many other really, really affluent, rich hedge fund managers and even people in entertainment and people in music and people that work at as just are very successful and have the means of a car service or their own driver or their fleet of their own drivers, and hires a girl that you pay, and your guy goes and picks her up and brings her back to you. I mean, at that point, you've committed the same crime that he has. Have you not?
Bubba, the analogy is, how many people have gone to Alcatraz for tax evasion?
I think there's been some.
One, and it's Al Capone. And the reason is they couldn't get him on anything else, so they got him on tax evasion. It was a small fraction of his crimes, but it's what got him. O.J. Simpson was over-sentenced for the hotel rooms,
9
take
years.
back. He was over-sentenced for that, but that was because of his other crimes. And so what Brian got wrong, because he doesn't really do federal criminal work.
Neither do you.
I do, though. So that's where you're wrong, Bubba, because I've done a lot of clemency petitions, and I've gotten people out of jail with life federal sentences. So actually, I do know this information. This is in my wheelhouse.
I stand corrected.
So
did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. So what you got to look at is not just his offense level, but his past crimes. And he was convicted twice of criminal mischief for beating up people in the 90s. Plus, it was obvious that he was committing other crimes during this trial, including beating the hell out of his girlfriend.
But that shouldn't
it
be.
Does.
And I know.
Because
trust me, because I'm guilty of being judged and looked at for other things I've done that aren't necessarily at the center of what they're looking at.
So when the federal judge looks at this, he looks at his offense level, combined with his past criminal history, combined with his discretion. And you add all those three up, 50 months, kid. Enjoy it.
Poor, I hate myself right now. I am truly sorry. Combs adding, "I know that I have been changed for the better. I can't change the past, but I can change the future."
This would be a good rap song.
Oh, he's got to be working on an album right now.
Oh, he's got to.
Yeah.
Now I was reading something where he says they're saying that he's going to be broke.
Yep.
Like he's going to lose all of his houses.
His next album's going to be called In the Hole.
He's going to be broke. Like he'll have lost it all. The brand is done.
Yeah, might have to work at a bodega, I think. It's going to be so bad.
The judge rejecting Combs' request.
Is that the judge?
Yes.
For time served, saying the sentence needed to send a message that violence against women must be met with real accountability.
See,
the sentencing capping a dramatic...
See, the thing that did him in was the Cassie Ventura video. That can't be... You cannot unsee that. It's like almost the Charlie Kirk thing. You can't unsee it. When you see it, it's like the JFK video and with the Zupreter film. And it's just when you see things we see things as adults, and we see newsworthy things that are so shocking that, like for instance, the Hindenburg, like you can't unsee that. And there's the towers, the 9/11 tower fallings, the two planes hitting the towers. There's just red letter things that video that we see that you can't unsee it, that stays in your brain for the rest of your life. For the rest of our lives, regardless of how old all of us end up living, there will be these things that we can never, ever unsee. One of which, again, the 9/11 towers. And if you happen to watch the Charlie Kirk thing and the John Kennedy assassination and just all the things. The judge, although he wasn't convicted on the Cassie, hotel video footage, that was very disturbing. And if that's how he's wired, and it just happened to be the one time that a surveillance system caught him, you don't do that to a woman. You don't grab her, you don't kick her, yoke her up by the hair, drag her down the hallway. That's not just an isolated incident where you got so mad that one particular time you did that. That's something you do a lot. Like they say, people that touch kids, they may have touched up to 40 kids before they get caught. You just don't one day say, I'm going to go out and touch one kid and one kid only. No, it's something that you're into, that you do. So that he's beating up other women, just statistically, right? I mean, he didn't say, okay, I'm going to go out of this hotel room with my towel on and I'm going to absolutely just beat the hell out of her, but I'm never going to do it again, and I've never done it before. I've never done this.
Bubba, that ticket you got for speeding was the only time you ever sped in your entire life.
I speed every day.
Day of emotional testimony. Combs.
Thank God for the Waze app, Lummy. I love the Waze app.
No, it's awesome.
Then I was driving home Saturday night from the track, and it said, police reported ahead. And I'm like, so I backed her down to like 77. And I'm like, where in the hell can the police be? It's like somewhere remote place off of 75. Sure enough, he was sneaked back on the right-hand side behind some brush.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you sneaky little bastard. Well, I got Waze, and I'm reporting it to the next guy.
You showed him.
Yeah, so
you didn't report it, Bubba. You know that you don't report.
No, yes. Oh, yes, I do, because it gives you.
Okay.
It gives you an option, still there, and I hit the still there, buddy. And talk about a brilliant concept where drivers help each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Lummy, did Waze end up getting bought by one? They had.
Yeah, I believe
it is
they
such
did.
a brilliant concept that it had to have been absorbed by either Google or Meta or.
Yeah, Google acquired it for $1.2 billion.
Yeah. And Dan, all this is the buddy system. You just drive down the road and report what you're seeing, and then the guys behind you report it, and if it, then everybody knows.
As his children.
How many times have any of I bet you I've been saved by Waze at least 10 times.
Letting you know there's a police ahead?
Letting you know there's a police ahead.
Really?
At least 10 times.
Really?
Lummy, how about you?
Oh yeah, at least that.
Seth, do you use Waze on your Hemi?
No, I used what Apple or whatever.
Apple Maps?
Yeah.
Do they tell you about cops?
No.
No, they
but
don't.
I drive about 5 under the speed limit anyway.
You
so.
do?
You got to be.
You're officially that guy. You're that guy.
Well, you got to be safe. Yeah, I'm a defensive driver.
Are you 5 under with your 10 and 2?
Big time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go 3 and 9.
Crowded around a microphone, begging for his release. Son Justin asking the judge to give my father a second chance. Daughter Jessie saying he is still our dad and we still need him present in our lives. Combs rested his head in his hands as the defense played this documentary-style video portraying him as a doting father and philanthropist. Combs pledging, I'll never put my hands on another person again. But prosecutors telling the judge Combs is not a changed man, that he did horrible things to women and inflicted life-altering violence. Pointing to this 2016 hotel security camera.
This is what you can't unsee. For me, for you, and for more importantly, the judge. even though, Dan, this wasn't in play, this shows what type of person he is.
Just like the impact statements from victims of a crime, it's not the crime itself; it's the impact of the crime, and the surrounding circumstances that add or subtract to a sentence. And so, yes, this was absolutely considered in the sentence. His behavior during and before the trial is considered during the sentence.
From a video shown at trial that depicts Combs attacking Cassie Ventura.
This is so bad.
He hit her. He kicked her.
And she's so beautiful.
Even if she was a disgusting, ugly 300-pounder, you can't hit a woman like this.
I know.
You can't just beat up people because you're pissed off
I
at
could
them.
have swung on Awesome Kong, but I knew I couldn't.
I know.
2 reasons. One,
she's a chick.
That's
the first, second, and third reason.
One, she's a chick, but 2, she might have whipped my ass.
He threw her into walls. The defendant grossly downplays the violence, but it happened, and it was real. Tonight, Cassie Ventura's attorney telling us while nothing can undo the trauma caused by Combs, the sentence imposed today recognizes the impact of the serious offenses he committed.
So he got sentenced to 4 years. He's done a year.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got 3 left. They're saying that you can do 80% of 3.
It's 85%.
85% of 3.
But there's 2 things you can do too now that weren't available before, and that's first step and second chance, which can reduce the sentencing even further. Those are things that are new in the last 5 years.
Which are programs that you can take?
You can go through and you can reduce your sentence even further, reduce. Because the other thing is, when you get out of federal prison, I'm sorry to interrupt, you end up in a halfway house for a while, and that is another sentence that people don't even talk about.
Oh, yeah, I know people that have done that before. You get out of federal prison, and then you got to go to a halfway house for like
6 months.
6 to 8 months, and then, then you're out. So, usually it's I think the minimum, Dan, on the halfway house is 6 months. And it could go...
It's based on the sentence.
And it could go, as high as a year. And you're still... And at that point, I think you're going out and working in the community, and it's kind of a trustee deal.
Yep.
And it's actually like almost made up for you to fail because you have all this freedom.
But some rules.
But some rules, and one of the rules are to be, back to the house at 8:00, not be out.
And don't beat up your girlfriend in the hallway.
And what kind of job is he? Is he going to work at Burger King? Like what? Because these people at the halfway houses have to have jobs. So I wonder what type of regular job he gets. Or does he
like Foot Locker? I think he could be good at.
Yeah, I think he could be good at Foot Locker.
Maybe he'll have to be an up-and-coming artist and have to do nasty things to the CEO like people had to do to him.
He could be a testicle holder for a spray tanner.
Outside the courthouse here in New York, Aaron, the defense wanted Combs released immediately. Prosecutors were asking for 11 years. How did the judge explain the sentence?
Sean Combs really wanted to be tasting freedom tonight, Whit. And while the judge acknowledged his history of...
Man, you think there's a chance you could be free, but instead you got to do 4 more. You got to do 3. You got to do 3 more, and that 3 might shake down to 2. But still, you've only been in 1. You're going to at the least be in double what you've already been in.
Good works, he said they could not wash away the record in this case. Whit, Combs will get credit for about a year of time served. Whit.
Aaron, with that dramatic and emotional day in court, we appreciate it.
Thank you. Did you see this? I guess Warren Sapp has a tradition that he does before every ball game, and this is kind of a dick move.
Yeah.
And he does this every game before the team comes out. It's his pregame ritual. He goes to one particular end zone, and he kicks all the pilings off, all the touchdown those are the pilings, right? The touchdown pylons. Is that what they call them?
Yeah, the pylons.
Now, if you're a referee, could you throw a flag for that?
Well, the game hasn't started yet.
They're in the dressing room. Can they run out and throw a flag an hour and a half before the game starts?
I will tell you this. I will tell you this, and it's the first that I've ever heard of it. And the WRSW Warsaw Tiger play-by-play guys, Roger Grossman and another dude, were completely dumbfounded by it. But Warsaw has a drone that they fly on all games, for video footage. So they fly this drone at the 50-yard line, but it's like it's never been in the way. It's Bart Curtis has been with the program now since 2017, and they've been doing it for like the last 5 years since drone technology has gotten so good and quiet, so that they fly a drone. All home games and all away games, they fly a drone, above the playing surface to get a different angle when they're breaking down tape. Okay? They did it all last year. They've done it now. This is the 4th year that they've done it. They do it at home games. They do it at away games. They're not over there on the opposing sideline, like above the head coach trying to get his playbook. Like they keep it right at midfield, or they'll move it down. Like as the team's moving the ball, they'll move it down a little bit.
It follows them.
Last week they played Plymouth, and it was like in the third quarter, and the Plymouth coach comes out to the middle of the field and starts talking to the referees. The referees, this is in the third quarter now. Now Plymouth is getting beat 42-10, so I can see where their coach is a little salty. He talks to the referees for about 2 or 3 minutes. They throw a flag and call illegal participation or illegal something, and they throw a flag on the drone operator.
What?
They make the drone operator park the drone, and they throw a 15-yard penalty on Warsaw using a drone. I've never heard of such a thing.
I haven't either, but I like it.
So I guess Bart Curtis got a clarification from the IHSAA, the Indiana High School Athletic Association, and they ruled that you can have a drone. Like you can.
That wasn't a penalty. That shouldn't have been a penalty.
It didn't mean anything to the game, because Warsaw was winning so by so much. But that's kind of, and I guess Bart Curtis, the coach, went absolutely insane. Be like, I've been doing this for 4 years. And they're like, no, can't do it here.
Warren Sapp actually called me last week.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
He needed something?
He was asking why we didn't cover a story that he said about the Clearwater mayor's son's DUI or open container speeding a few weeks ago happened and got buried.
We didn't tell him we didn't know about it.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't hear about it.
Tell him this is what you should. I hope you said this. Warren, if you like to call the show and walk us through it, we'd love to have you.
I said, Warren, just text me the particulars and we'll look into it. And
No. Offer it to him.
Yeah. We could probably do it now if he wants to talk about it.
Well, I mean, not today, but later today when you're done.
Okay.
If you want to say, hey,
tomorrow.
If you want to go on the show and talk about, that what you were telling me about, and say also Bubba has taken a very pro you stance against what Okeechobee did to you.
Right.
Bubba has been very much on your side with regards to that. If you'd like to do a call in, and then Dan, after you get done talking to Warren, maybe pick up the phone and call Chucky, and ask Chucky why aren't we getting our boxes opened?
Okay.
Because I think that's a thing.
It doesn't look like really anyone covered the story.
It was buried. It got covered for like half a second, then got buried.
Let me. Is there a story out there?
Yeah.
Will you send it to me?
Yes.
Okay.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
And that might show that Warren might listen. If he knows
does listen sometimes. He said he does. He goes, I didn't hear you guys talk about it.
Let me. Is there any
No.
video?
No, that's what I'm trying to find.
What happened a month ago?
Labor Day.
All right, so I'm gonna get into this, and then we're gonna get into Mark Sanchez.
Looks like the only thing I can find video-wise is the body cam.
If you got the body cam, get it for me.
I'm sending it to you right now. It's 33 minutes. Send it.
It's only 1 minute.
No, this is a pre-roll or the ad.
No, not yet. Franklin, we're police department. How are you? Good. How are you? Good. How fast were you going? 58. You know the posted speed limit? 40.
I signed up for it. I ran for office, and certainly political campaigns nowadays,
All right, you guys, I'm back with another one. This is an Eyes on the State exclusive. $143 this body cam costs. I want you guys all to check this out.
Is this guy with fucking
tired of government overreach and eroded freedoms?
Eyes on the State? Is he the guy with the fucking knuckles and he's all tatted up, lummy?
I don't know. I've never heard of the Eyes of the State guy. I think there's another one that you're talking about.
I think it's this guy.
Fighting back. We're the Transparency Accountability Coalition, a nonprofit defending your constitutional rights. No partisanship, just principle. From protecting free speech to demanding transparency, we're here for you. Visit tac-us.org to learn more and join the movement. TACUS.org, because your rights deserve a voice. Act now.
What, lummy?
I think you're thinking of the Armed Fishermen.
All right, you guys, on to next year. Oh, really? Okay.
Because a lot of times this guy will he'll break stuff down. This is what I want to do.
Because he shouldn't have detained us. I explained to him what we were doing.
Explain to you why he detained you.
Because we ran across the street and said he was responding.
They're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Correct. We had phones like this, and we answered him. I'm with you completely. You have to figure out when we answered.
Okay. Hi.
I agree with you, Smokes Lighter. That was a bullshit call, too.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Thank you to the Bubba Army. There were some new documentaries that came out this weekend. And that one girl that was like a gorilla whisperer, Jane. She
Jane
went
Goodall?
Right, she went right to the top on Friday because of her untimely death. She's now at 3. I think we were top 10. Oh, it looks like. Oh man, 19 right now, Lummy.
Oh no.
Woo. That means everybody that watched it on Friday and Saturday, that data no longer counts, and we're back. Monday, a new day. Video killed the radio star, the number 19th selling documentary on Apple TV. You can go to Apple TV, Google Play, or Amazon and rent it for $4.99. If you got an opportunity to do that for me and you haven't seen it, that'd be great. Again, video killed the radio star on 3 different platforms: Amazon, Google Play, and Apple TV. The film had a great run of this weekend. A lot of people watched it. Thank you so much. I don't get the statistics, they do, but they tell me that we're doing well or not, and I just have to take their word for it. I can monitor Apple TV. I have that app, but I don't have the apps to the rest of them. And I don't think the other ones. I don't think Google Play and Amazon give you a ranking like Apple TV does.
I have not seen it on Google Play.
Yeah. So. Watch it on Apple TV if you can't. Rent it on Apple TV. Video killed the radio star. The ranking of the film fluctuates. I saw it as high as like 5 this weekend, and today
That's incredible.
5. Yeah, 5's. Oh my God, 5's great.
Well, there's a 90% chance you're going to bang your partner if you watch it together.
Why would you say that?
Just because that's one advertising for your film, Bubba.
Thank you.
That's his
Sizzle.
review. Like if you're running a commercial, you would put like Dan's, like you would put that in graphic, like 90% chance to bang your girl once you watch this.
Exactly.
You'd put Dr. Dan says. Dr. Daniel Diaco says. You got the great podcasting legend Seth Kushner says. Heavy lifting, and producer of the stars Warren Lummox says.
Yes.
Bodybuilder and head engineer of the BRN Macho Man says. But Warren Sapp did get a hold of Dan over the weekend, or I think I should say late last week.
Thursday afternoon.
And said, why aren't you guys covering the fact that, and isn't it amazing how this particular town is so shady that it picks and chooses what it covers?
Oh, always, dude. That's life. It's all about editing, Bubba. It's A, B, C, but you don't get to see A and B and C. They choose what we get to see.
They choose who's the bad guy. They choose who's the good guy. They choose who you get to see being bad. They choose who you get to see being good. And, I could have very well have made a $10,000 donation to the women's battered home this Friday from my foundation, and I wouldn't have got an ounce. Not one television station would have shown up.
But that's not why you do it, though. You do it for the battered women, right? Or
No, I do. I absolutely do. I haven't gotten coverage over the last, 5 or 6 Leo check presentations that I've made to the widows. I've gotten 0 coverage on it, and I don't do it for that. I can also cover it on my own platforms as well, and not get as much, but get decent amount of coverage, at least some recognition. So
it was crazy that he called me, and I got Danny in the car with me, and all of a sudden Sapp's talking on the speakerphone in the car, and Danny's eyes like lit up. He's like, "Is that Warren Sapp?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's Warren Sapp." And then his face turned from awe to really sadness, because Sapp was like, "You better not be playing him after he broke his clavicle." I'm like, "Warren, Todd Torricelli said it was okay." He goes, "Oh, okay." So when you get out of the car, and Danny's like, "Does that mean I can't play football?" I'm like, "Nah, man, we got it."
So 2 phone calls this week, if you could. One to Chucky, which I think that's going to be not such good news, and I think he'll be honest with you. I think.
You think he'll tell us he threw the package away?
Yeah, I mean, if he threw it literally, threw it in the dumpster, that's okay. I mean, that's okay. And I think Coach. One, do you have the nads, and 2, he certainly has the nads. I think he has the nads to tell you what he did with it, but do you have the nads to ask?
Of course I do.
Like, what would
I'm
you
not asking if he's circumcised. I'm not asking if he had the COVID shot. I'm just asking if he opened up the packages or not.
And if he's not going to, is it because you hate Bubba or, I don't even know if you have to get into the wheres, whens, and whys or hows.
He may just offer it up.
Yeah.
He may. I'm not opening up that package from that ass.
Oh.
Or you may say, I haven't gotten to it. Or you may say, I already opened it. It's in the can, and it's going to be posted next week.
There you go.
Perfect.
At least we would know. And I know you're going to do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
Clearwater mayor's son arrested for DUI with a blood alcohol content almost twice the legal limit. Did you find the Hogan estate takes?
Yeah, I sent it to let me pull back up.
I don't think you sent it to me.
Yeah, I'll pull back up.
Yeah, because I wanted Dan to see it.
Yep, back in your messenger.
All right, thank you. Lummox, boom. All right, it's there you go. Thank you. Is it just a news story or is it actually?
No, there's no video on it. Just a news story.
So Dan, here's you being a doctor and a lawyer, you should be all over this. Maybe with a J kicker. Court documents reveal that Hulk Hogan's family exploring medical malpractice suit. The brief court documents filed with Pinellas County Clerk of Courts reveal that Hulk Hogan's family filed a petition to extend the statute of limitations for medical malpractice. Hulk Hogan, also known as Terry Bollea, died on July 24 after suffering a heart attack from his home in Clearwater. The petition filed on Tuesday mentions doctors and providers at Morton Plant Hospital, where he was pronounced dead, as well as the medical professionals at Tampa General Hospital. Now, I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here as I read this, because I've read this before, and I know what I thought then, and I know I'm going to think the same thing now. The family of Hulk Hogan is exploring the idea of medical malpractice, or a medical malpractice lawsuit. They just filed a petition on Tuesday to extend the statute of limitations by 90 days for an investigation into the medical malpractice. Hogan died July 24th at 71 years old. The medical examiner in Pinellas. See, now, again, if you remember how critical we were, and Dan, you were here along the way, we were critical with how they just nonchalantly didn't do probably then what they're doing now.
A comprehensive investigation of his death?
Exactly. So let me read further from the news and remember all of the bad press and all of the hate we were getting when I was speculating and, having a source as to what was happening with Hulk Hogan. And at the end of the day, the end result was I started it on June, 18th, Lemmy?
Yes.
And, 5 weeks later, what did we have? A dead Hulk Hogan. And for those 5 weeks, I was, all over the road with regards to intel I was getting. But then I really turned up the heat post Hogan death when medical examiner. Again, now I'm being somewhat repetitive, but when you have a person that's this important, this well known, and potentially might have a large amount of money at stake for whoever's in his will. And now, hold on. We've already determined earlier today that this guy is popular enough to have the governor come down to his bar and name a portion of the Clearwater Fitness Trail after him. The governor of the state tell you how his own daughters and his own children knew who this guy was. At that point, in my opinion, Dan, that's the last person that you just rubber stamp on through. you do, and again, I don't think a family, if a medical examiner suspects anything, or a medical examiner, it's my understanding, and I could be wrong, but it's my understanding that the medical examiner in each county are some of the most powerful positions in government. With regards to, if they think something, they can do an autopsy if they think the guy had a bee sting. Like, it's very, 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 I don't think you can tell a medical examiner no. Can you, Dan?
It's very difficult to. I mean, they have a lot of discretion.
I sent you a Channel 10 story, like a 36-second clip.
I guess the mayor was just probably busy covering up his son's DUI to worry about it.
Well, it wasn't at the same time. It was
subsequent.
It was different. But hold on here. I wonder if it's from my girl Caitlin Lockaby.
No, it's
more boxes, more.
From an African American gentleman.
Okay, I'm sure he does a great job.
He does.
All right, here we go.
It's about what led to his death. The longtime Florida resident died at his home in Clearwater back in July, and this week, his family requesting a 90-day extension of the statute of limitations for the investigation of a medical malpractice suit. Now, to be clear, a lawsuit has not been filed, but
the reason why it's not been filed is because I think the statute of limitations is passed, and they're going. It's my understanding, the way I understand this article is the statute of limitations is passed, and they now need a judge or a court to grant them a stay and like an additional 90 days to get their Dan Diacos and all of their medical experts in here to start now exploring what really happened.
Well, Bubba, there's a couple things that are a little confusing here. First of all, the statute of limitations for medical malpractice in Florida is 2 years. So why they'd have to extend on an event that happened this spring doesn't make any sense.
Well, maybe they think that something that he did 10 years ago triggered this.
2 years.
I mean, 2 years
2
ago.
years. So there's also the statute of repose, which extends that to 4 years in certain extenuating circumstances.
They are exploring possibly taking action against Tampa General Hospital, Morton Plant Hospital, 2 doctors, and, quote, any and all other applicable healthcare providers. According to the court filing, they are not seeking money in this case.
Yeah.
Okay, and so the other thing, Tampa General has sovereign immunity, so it's very difficult to sue Tampa General.
The medical examiner in Pinellas County said he had a heart attack at his beachfront home in Clearwater. At the time, they described the death as natural and revealed that he had a history of leukemia, AFib, which is a heart condition that can cause sudden cardiac events. On the other side, however, TMZ reported in August an occupational therapist was at Hogan's home the day he died. I think somebody else was reporting that too.
I believe so too.
No, so they don't want to give me my credit.
Not Fox 13.
Sources say that she told Clearwater police he was a victim of medical malpractice because one of his nerves were severed during a recent surgery. His widow confirmed with TMZ his phrenic nerve was compromised during one of those surgeries. Well, if one of those surgeries was less than 2 years ago, you don't have to, I don't think, Dan, go and get an extension.
Nope.
The petition filed on Tuesday mentions doctors and healthcare providers at Morton Plant Hospital, where he was pronounced dead, as well as as medical professionals at the Tampa Bay General Hospital. We've reached out to both Baycare Health System and the Tampa General Hospital for comment. Baycare Health System said they cannot comment on active litigation. We're waiting to hear back from the TGH. Would this, Dan, not have all been potentially somewhat worked out had the medical examiner did an autopsy when he came in and was pronounced dead, and they did now hold on. The other thing from the article that I read, let me somewhere else, is the Clearwater police have released the fact that this investigation is still open, and it's an open investigation. Now, isn't that exactly what I was screaming about? Remember when the Clearwater PD was like, "Well, we can cremate them, and there's nothing of anything of foul play." and he died of a heart attack. Wasn't I saying, man, you guys just can't button this thing all up. You got to talk to everybody. You got to talk to the doctor. You got to talk to, anybody that was there. You got to talk to Sky. You got to talk to the occupational therapists were there. You got to talk to the EMTs. You got to talk to everybody. You just don't say the guy came in and we're going to take everybody's word for it. You got to start digging into it. You just don't lay him on a slab and say, "Hey, there's nothing to see here. Here's the cremation notice." Remember the order of cremation had been issued literally days. Now, to everybody's credit that is continue this for this investigation to stay open. Maybe I wasn't, the whack job that everybody said. I mean, I said a lot of things. You need to talk to this person. You need to talk to that person. I mean, will you find out that indeed, because one of the articles that I read, it said the Clearwater PD has now officially ruled this is still an ongoing investigation.
It looks like on TotalProSports.com it says, yes, the investigation.
Why don't you go ahead and read it for me?
Yes, the investigation into Hulk Hogan death is still ongoing. The Clearwater Police Department has confirmed that they are still gathering information and interviewing witnesses related to the case.
And Dan, isn't that everything that I was crying for?
Yes, it is. What's up with his body? Did they do an autopsy? Does the police have it? Has his body been buried? What's going on with this? With the actual.
Again, I got to think, Dan, in my opinion, that if there's still an open, and this is just my opinion, I really don't have a dog in the fight. Other than early on, starting on June 18th, I started speculating about all this. But and remember the Clearwater, to me it looks like the authorities kind of got caught with their pants down as everybody wanted to rubber stamp this. Everybody wanted to rubber stamp this and get this thing done with. And to this point, he died what? July 25th? 24th?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got July, August, September. We're going on, we're at 60 plus days, getting ready to hit 90 days. As of October 24th would be 3 months. Now, it's my understanding, Dan, that if a agency still has an ongoing investigation about a person that died, that they probably want that body to remain intact so that their medical examiners or their Quincy's or their doctors, or do police departments have doctors, or is that where the medical examiner comes into play?
That's pretty much where the medical examiner comes into play, because it's part of law enforcement too. Sometimes.
And so if the investigation is still open, wouldn't that scream that the medical examiner didn't do their job correctly? If 60 to 70 days later we still don't have this buttoned up, that's every reason why the autopsy should have been done immediately right after his death, like any other suspicious and or famous. Matthew Perry died of a fentanyl overdose. They went out and did an autopsy, day one, and went out and found the
ketamine. The
ketamine. I'm sorry. I knew it was something, Seth. Thank you. It was and he got it from
the ketamine queen.
Yes. And Seth, didn't they go out and get her? Like
I think they got everybody. Yeah, they from the person that delivered it to his assistant to the main guy.
Right. They might even got an Uber driver. And so they went out and Michael Jackson, when he died, immediate autopsy. Conrad Murray, the doctor that was given him propofol.
Prince,
although he did, I heard that
it was an accident.
I heard. And I don't know if this is true. It could have been on some non-reputable site. But I heard that Prince was so good at hiding his opioid addiction that most of the people around him did not know how bad it was, and that he was flying alone in his personal plane, like his Hawker or his Lear or, Citation, one of his those a jet that a famous musician like Prince that was worth $100 million would have, and that a lot of Dan, you and I, we used to own a plane and we've flown private. There was many a times where it would be just me and Tid going somewhere, and I would say, "Listen, I'm done." I would be doing a lot of the flying in the right seat, but I'd want to go back and lay down. Well, if you're in your own private plane and your pilot's flying, or in this case, 2 pilots, and Prince is in the back. And the pilot doesn't check on you. The pilot doesn't every hey, you good back there? They just think that you're sleeping, right?
Let you sleep, yeah.
I heard Prince died of an overdose on his plane, and the pilots didn't know till they landed.
I thought he was in a elevator in his house when he died. He was on a plane? I thought he was in his home.
I heard he was on a plane and he died. Because when you're on your private plane coming back from a gig at 3 a.m, heard he died somewhere in Illinois, like they had to do an emergency touchdown. But like that would be like if you overdosed on your plane and you're sleeping back there, your pilots, they're like, man, listen, he's sleeping. Let's just, keep it smooth here at 37,000. You don't open the curtain up and say, Prince, you okay back there, buddy?
Yeah, but he would die in his house.
Yeah, it looks like Prince died in his elevator from taking a fake Vicodin laced with fentanyl.
Okay, so I obviously got some wrong information, but autopsy was done on him. I don't understand. I fundamentally have never understood, and I never have agreed with. And this shouldn't even be a thing. The family should be able to go out and I don't think they should have. Dan, there's something that we don't know that's making them want to go back. Like maybe to maybe the surgery that was done 2.5 years ago. I'm thinking that maybe they feel, and again, I'm only speculating. I don't have an inside source here at all, but just based on the news reports, if they're asking for, to extend the statute of limitations, then
they were looking for an event from over 2 years ago.
Right.
Yes.
You did. So a week before he died, he did have an OD. He OD'd on his plane. They had to make an emergency landing in
there you go.
Moline, Illinois.
So there I was, and I was even right on the state.
Yes.
So Dan, he did OD. Prince OD'd on his plane. They had to make a emergency landing into Modine, shoot him with Narcan to get him going again. But yeah, think about this. If you're on your plane and you tell the guy, I told Tid many a times when I was on my plane, hey man, find the smoothest altitude, turn the air, like you had to turn the heat on. Have me a blanket. I'd be back there just sleeping. I could have taken 4 or 5 Vikes mixed with fentanyl and have died by the time Tidwell touched down at Tampa Exec, and you're completely dead. So Lummy, I guess the plane story that I had seen was just that wasn't the episode that he died, but that was an episode that he had
a week before he died.
So Hogan's estate should be good with this severing of the what nerve, Dan?
Phrenic.
With the phrenic nerve, that procedure looks to have been done well within the statute of limitations of 2 years. It looks like maybe the procedure he had done 2.5 years ago.
Did he have neck surgery 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago?
I think so.
I mean, so they're going to say that failed? That was malpractice?
Now, Lummy, has the court made a ruling? I thought that the court said no on the Hogan deal.
I'll look for it.
But yeah, look for it. Clearwater PD arrested the mayor's son earlier this month, and we were given the heads up on this story from the great Warren Sapp. Sapp actually called Dan last week and be like, "Hey man, why don't you?" And by the way, Sapp listens to the show, so hello, Warren. Warren, please know that I'm pulling for you against the Okeechobee deal because we've watched it in its entirety, and the only thing you're guilty of is being black and knowing your rights. That's what I mean. Now, if a guy could get arrested for being black and knowing his rights, then throw the book at you because you owned those cops. You owned them. You stayed within a safe distance of their investigation. And then when they start telling you why they're going to detain you, it's because you're obstructing. I think they use obstructing their investigation, and you sat and continued to argue with him and said obstruction is a physical thing, which I think it is. And, unless you had a bullhorn, I mean, Sap would be like, hey, man, quit messing with my butt. I could see where that could be a little just...
That's not really obstructed. The only thing a bullhorn would be obstructing is if the police were trying to give directions to a crowd and you were speaking louder than them with the bullhorn.
But Sap wasn't even doing that. Sap was just asking
after
questions.
It's over.
He was just the first argument came when she said he was doubling the speed limit, and whereas he wasn't. He was just under double, but he didn't double. So Sap be like, that ain't doubling. He didn't double. But you said double. And she, rather than for her to say what she should have said, Mr. Sap made a mistake. He wasn't double, but he was 16 over. Then some sergeant or lieutenant comes, and Sap is safe distance from him, but asking questions as he has every right to. And they lock him up. Well, they don't lock him up because once they take him down to the cop shop and they let him talk to the lieutenant, which, by the way, is a supervisor and was at the scene, Sap's first question is, you're a supervisor. I'm talking to you here now at the cop shop. Why couldn't I have talked to you there? Why couldn't you have been a supervisor there and spoke to me about it? Sap, absolutely, he was reciting case law. He owned them. Now, I don't know, a lot of times municipalities don't have 20 million. But Jay, can't you get them sometimes on a punitive, or sometimes you can get the municipality immunity thrown out, or at least a little bit of wiggle room on that?
On occasion, they have insurance on top of the sovereign immunity, and if it's something that's really egregious and they think they've done
like a
something
civil
wrong,
rights violation,
on occasion, unusual.
So anyway, Sap calls up Dan, wants to know why we haven't covered the Clearwater mayor son getting a DUI, and he was 2 times the legal?
Yes.
Yeah.
0.14.
We'll do that next. I just got it racked up, and you got me the body. You got me the body camera.
Yes.
And then we got to get into the Mark Sanchez, former. Was he a Jet?
Oh, he was a former lot of teams. Yeah, I think. But now all those teams, I think, are really trying to disassociate themselves from the fact that they ever played there.
Dan, you look miserable in a suit, and Jay looks like that he belongs in a suit.
Thank you.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
It's going to be perfect. My knot's perfect.
I'll get Jay. Hold on 1 second.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I just want to breathe all that.
What's up, Kurt Angel? What's going on? Is it not plugged in or something? I guess thank you. I appreciate
This
it.
interview restarted from the weekend.
Okay.
What's up, Jay? How you been, buddy?
I'm great. How are you?
Had a long weekend.
Had a long week, but a weekend where I just didn't pick up my phone and look at anything work related.
You're probably a better person for that.
And I'm trying to put my phone down in the evenings now. Nizuki Slayer, good morning. Xerxes. What's up there, merchant? Xerxes. Stacy M. Gregory, good morning.
So if this fucking investigation's still open, doesn't that show you that they botched up the initial investigation?
I think so, because I spoke to the medical examiner about the phrenic nerve specifically.
Right.
Jeff Frierson, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Have you got a hold of everybody with regards to their
No, I have.
their statues?
I've gotten a hold of them. I just haven't got them all yet. I'm gonna reach out to Steve and Brooks.
What's up, Tom? May the Schwartz be with you, Jeff.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios.
Aquabito.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
JD Akko has joined the fray. He'll be here for the rest of the show. Dan will dip out about 30 minutes from now or so. Big Gus Tractor and Equipment has grown so fast, mostly because of Florida Man Radio and my good friend, of course, Shannon Burke. We got Brian Russ that comes after me. But we all promote Big Gus Tractor and Equipment right there in Mary Esther. But, now, not only do they need, people to work on these things, and you can get paid for all your certifications and continuing your education, potentially get a six-figure income, matching 401k. They service almost all makes and models of any type of agricultural or construction equipment. It's a big opportunity to work in an awesome working environment, but they also need, because they can't keep them on, they need experienced salespeople as well. So not only do they need technicians to work on these things, but they need people to sling them as well. There's so much demand for Big Gus Tractor and Equipment in Mary Esther. Big Gus never in a million years thought it would go this fast, this well, and officially your Skag dealer as well. Your official Skag dealer, Big Gus Tractor and Heavy Equipment. So give them, actually go to their website if you'd like, and you can apply for either a sales job or you can apply for a technician job. Apply at BigGusTractor.com. BigGusTractor.com. Whether you're slinging them or you're fixing them, Big Gus needs you. He already has one of the most successful Harley-Davidson dealerships in all of America, Emerald Coast Harley. Now he's got one of the big equipment deals. Big Gus Tractor. Love Gus. Getting ready to do a tractor deal with him. I got to get his general manager, Dave, to call me back. Dave, come on. Gus already greenlit me. Dave, what's taking so long? Clearwater police arrested the mayor's son earlier this month after alleging he was driving under the influence. Officers pulled over. See, here's the reason why this didn't catch a lot of legs, in my opinion, is because the Clearwater mayor is kind of just a ceremonial job. It's not like the mayor of Tampa or the mayor of St. Pete or the mayor of other municipalities around here, where you're a strong mayor and you're the police chief reports to you. You appoint the fire, like you run the city.
What are you saying? They're a puppet for Scientology?
No, they're. I think
the city council.
I think they're just basically the power they have, Seth, is they're like 1/7. They're basically on the city board, and I know there's 5 or 7 people that are on the Clearwater City governmental board, but they're one vote. You know, they're the mayor, but they're equivalent to one vote is all they are. And then there's a city manager that the board votes in to run the city as far as police chief, fire, sewage, water, public works, and things like that. So maybe that's why this didn't get to be a big deal, because being the mayor of Clearwater is really not that big a deal.
It says there's 5 seats.
So he's one of 5 seats.
Yes.
That's about.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's about. Now you do. It's the biggest city, I think, in Florida that's not set up. It's called a strong mayor system, is what it's called. And most big cities, Tampa, St. Pete, Orlando, Miami, any big cities like that, Lakeland, their mayor runs
the show, right?
They run the show. Yeah. They appoint the police chief, they appoint the fire chief, they appoint the person that runs the public works, the street department, the park department, but not in Clearwater. You're just kind of remember, for the longest time when I first got here, there was a woman and she was a drunk. And she was the mayor of Clearwater. You might be able to look her up, but she was a drunk, and she had actually gotten pulled over a few times for being drunk, and she was the actual mayor of Clearwater, and it was a woman. So anyway, Trey Rector, 25, just after 10 o'clock on September 1st. So this was a month and 4 days ago. Was going 60 and a 40. According to the traffic citation, Rector admitted to speeding and showing signs of impairment. The arrest affidavit states that Rector had bloodshot, watery eyes and smelled of alcohol. His blood alcohol concentration was almost 2 times the legal limit. He also had open containers in his car. Here's the thing: you can't drive drunk. You can't. Just don't. Mm-mm. But those that have. Don't have a roadie going, meaning
no paper bag with a tall boy in it.
Yeah, like take your chance. Well, I'm telling you not to take your chances. Right. But if you feel you do, at least don't have a roadie going. Like, have the car all cleaned out of all remnants of alcohol, bottles of alcohol. Empty containers. Like, even if you got to stop by and just throw, I don't really want anybody to litter, but, just put them underneath your car before you take off and run over.
Are we we're drunk driving and littering now, Bubba? Like, you could give tips for drunk driving, but I gotta stop jet littering. That's a problem for me.
Call an Uber.
Call an Uber, but like, don't have half of a roadie going while you're driving.
It's not easy to go twice the legal limit, man. That is not easy to do.
That's hard in the paint.
Remember when Lummy tried to do it? Was it the 5 challenge? Or who was?
I forget.
What was it? Point?
Oh yeah, with the Phil Campbell.
Yeah,
thing.
but I don't remember the percentage because it was
whatever
like
Phil Campbell
3 times. It was almost 3 times.
Yeah,
I thought.
Lummy was trying to emulate Phil Campbell.
Yes,
and he couldn't.
Oh no,
that big guy couldn't. He couldn't do it.
No,
they couldn't get to the point of alcohol that he was at.
Wasn't Phil Campbell like a .26 or something? Can maybe look that up, Lummy.
I'm looking it up.
Can we try it again?
Lummy's tolerance is down now.
Now let me ask you a question. I don't drink at all. I just don't drink. So Jay, would my tolerance be like what would get me drunk will be way different than what like a guy like Lummy who's got high tolerances?
For sure.
So like what? Two
One
drinks,
glass of barefoot, Bubba, and you're on your ass.
So let's say 2 mixed drinks for me, and compared to 2 mixed drinks for Lummy.
No, 2 bottles for Lummy.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Here's the little bit of road interaction of the Clearwater mayor's son getting a DUI from his own agency.
This new scam is spreading rapidly in 2020.
What the hell?
And emptying bank accounts in seconds.
You own a credit card? Please watch the next 30 seconds to learn about this new invention that provides 100% protection against
Okay. I don't deal with the public while I'm walking in the streets and people are going to come up here and tap their phone against my wallet and grab my stuff. Lummy, by the way, I love body cam footage, and Lummy's been finding because I'm gonna start doing some shows on like hot drunk chicks. And breaking them down because they always think they're not drunk, and then sometimes, Lummy, if you look hard enough, you'll find them like flirting with the cop.
Oh, yeah.
You know, be like, how can we handle this? I could never be a cop.
Hi, Officer Rick, Clearwater Police Department. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How fast were you going?
58.
You know the posted speed limit? 40. 40. Any reason? No.
Oh yeah, my dad's a mayor.
Oh, okay. You got
go eat.
Go eat. Where you planning on going to eat?
Like, why do they ask you all these questions?
Do his eyes
Just
look all
arrest him
bloodshot and
now.
red?
I know, but like, could you say, what's it to you where I'm going to eat?
Are they trying to get some drunk, sluggish answers here? Is that what they're trying to?
Is that what they're trying to do, Jay, with all the questions?
39, we're pulling into the Enterprise.
There you go.
58.
You know the posted speed limit? 40. 40. Any reason? No. Okay, you got
go eat.
Go eat. Where you planning on
Should have just kept it at no. No reason.
going to eat?
Hog Daddy's, Florida Beach.
On the beach. Okay. You got your driver's license on you?
Yes, sir.
Anything to drink today? Anything to drink today?
Played a little golf earlier.
Okay.
In Orlando, but
How long ago was that?
2 hours.
2 hours. Okay. All right. Sit tight for me. Okay.
Now, did he, when he said, what the, is that where he noticed the container?
Looked like something. He looked in the back seat. It looked like.
Can you kill my takedowns? Yeah. We'll try to find somewhat level ground here. We'll just go right up there.
Now, if you refuse this, you're done, aren't you, Jay?
6 months and a work permit.
If you refuse.
You lose it automatically.
That sounds like a new country song to me. 6 months and a work permit. 6 months and a work permit.
Like right in this area. Yeah, you can leave everything right there. All right, do me a favor. You can face me. Is that way the traffic?
I mean, we ought to one of these days tape us sober to see if we can do these things.
Yes.
They're not easy to do.
They're really not.
No, they're
Should
not.
maybe have an ex-law enforcement officer administer the test to us so we get like a real test.
Yes.
See if we could pass it. I was thinking about that the other day because people's balance as they get older, over 40, men have difficulty balancing on one foot.
Especially when you're fat.
No doubt. And so that whole exercise, I bet you probably 20 or 30% of adults over 40 could even pass it.
Without having a drop. With that, meaning completely sober, right, Jay?
Yeah, without putting your foot down. You know how they try to make you balance with your foot out, and that's not easy.
Are they looking to tweak? Are they looking to tweak this the way that they try to assess if you're drunk at first, before they have you blow? Or it seems like this is kind of like archaic.
This is kind of like what they call building probable cause.
Yep.
I think, Seth. So like they want to say, okay, when he did the field sobriety test. The reason why we felt he was impaired is because he didn't pass these tests He flunked them, actually.
But like Jay's saying, if you can flunk a test when you're sober, I don't know how great it is that you decide to give it, whether people are drunk or not.
And here's the other thing, Seth. This whole interaction from the moment he walks up to the car is evidence.
Hold on, Dan. Let me stop you. And I think this adds to what you're going to say. This whole interaction is made to get as a got you moment.
Yep.
Right?
The whole thing.
None of it's trying to show that you might be okay.
No. And here's something else, Seth, that you don't realize, that he'll get negative points if he puts his hand, if he leans on the car, if he sits down on the curb, if he does anything. There's so many little things you have no idea.
Oh, really? That they're judging
add
him
up
on?
to his quantifies. Because once he gets to a number, he's like, okay, now I have my probable cause.
Like Seth, if he would, when he was first answering questions, just been leaning against his car, which I do all the time. That's
a negative strike.
That's a impairment.
How many strikes is the bottle in the back?
Yep.
I think that's 3
You're
strikes
out.
right there.
Well,
I think
Seth's bringing up a good
it's
point.
a punch out right there.
There's two points of probable cause. One is, what's the probable cause to even do the field sobriety tests? And that's when he's looking in the back seat, and the description is bloodshot, watery eyes, and open container in the back. Because you have to have a lot of lawyers who get somebody off who may have failed the field sobriety by saying you didn't have probable cause to even give it.
But I think in this incident, the cop definitely has probable cause to do what he's doing now with an open container. And if he smelled and/or had glassy eyes, that open container.
That's probable cause.
That open container, Jay, is every reason in the world for them to jerk you out.
And even without the open container, usually what you'll see in a police report is glary eyes, glossy eyes, watery eyes, smell of alcohol.
Right.
Those are like the 3 keys to getting probable cause for the field sobriety. And then can you pass it?
Well, his lawyer is probably got to have a good case on this one.
Kevin Hazelett?
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, sweet Maria.
See, hold on.
Well, we stand with this guy.
Hold on.
We love this guy, man. But they're jobbing him out.
But hold on. Here's the deal. Listen to the deal. Talk about a ringing endorsement. When the mayor of the city son gets a DUI, go with the guy that he hires, right?
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
Are you sick or injured? No. Do you take any prescriptions?
Yeah. Where do I begin? How big's
so
your
unfair
notepad?
what they're doing to him, Bubba.
Are you under care of a dentist or a doctor?
Now, Jay, would I have the right to say, if you said, do you take any prescriptions, would I have the right to say, yes, I do, and it's a HIPAA violation for me to have to tell you?
No, you could say, you could say that. There's a lot of different ways you could approach it and get arrested. The easiest thing would be is if you think, anyone who refuses a field sobriety test automatically loses their license
What
for
I'm
6
saying,
years.
Jay,
Not true.
Jay.
It's if you refuse to blow, not just refusing the field sobriety test.
That's not true.
I think Dan, you're wrong.
I know he's
I'm
wrong.
sorry, Dan. I think you're wrong. I think if you refuse the field sobriety portion, that automatically puts you in with a 1-year suspension. At least that's where you're starting at.
I think it's a year. Actually, you're right. That's true. And so, in this situation,
So what if he would say, okay, well, I'd be like, well, I'm on Flomax, and I'm on an estrogen blocker, and I'm on some testosterone, and I'm on some a cholesterol block. I mean, like, what if you went into your prescriptions?
I think you could say, I'm not comfortable answering any questions regarding my prescriptions, but I'm not under the effects of any medication right now.
Right.
I don't know that there's any problem with that answer.
But instead, you want me to go ahead and list them all out there, buddy?
Exactly.
It's going to be a while.
Celebrex.
I'm on a daily aspirin. I got zinc. I got I got psyllium husk. I got colon cleanse.
Turmeric.
You've consumed alcohol beverages in the last 24 hours. Have you consumed any illegal narcotics to include cannabis or THC oil? No. Any physical defects? No. I think that's it. You mind taking your hat off for me?
No, I ain't taking my hat off. Have you seen the beaver that's on top of my head right now? I'm not taking a hat off. My hair's not done. I wear a hat when my hair's not done.
You're already arrested twice, Bub, because you failed to answer any questions about your prescriptions or take your hat off.
Just leave it on the hood. All right, do me a favor, Slim.
No, Jay, what on earth would make him have to take his hat off?
Just following instructions of the officer.
I'd be like, really, come on, buddy. I got male pattern baldness.
I'm a little self-conscious about my hair.
I know you got your body cam going. This is going to be the lead story on 13. I don't want everybody to see my hair every which way but loose. Come on now, buddy. This hat doesn't make me sober.
How old is this patriot?
26, I think.
Yeah.
26.
I think 26.
Your feet together, arms down by your side. Right, see this light?
Now, I heard this is the one to get you. Like, no matter how well you do on the 9 steps, baby steps back around, no matter how well you do, that the eye stigma, whatever they call it, that no matter what, you can't beat that.
Dan, it's hard to beat this one, right? The eye test, because your head moves. Is it like the audience?
Yeah, and people have natural nystagmus as nystagmus as you like do an extreme gaze. So that means if you try to hold your eyes to the right as hard as you can, it's good. They're going to bounce, and the nystagmus is the bouncing of the eyes. And again, in Florida, there's no license revocation for refusing a field sobriety test. It's just if you refuse a breathalyzer.
Did you look it up?
Yeah, I did look it up.
Why don't you read the state statute?
I would not advise anyone to do that.
It's a request. It's not a.
Well, read the law.
They're going to make you blow
deleted it,
afterwards,
so
and then you can refuse that. So there you lose your license right there, Bubba.
What's that?
Is if they say we're going to do field sobriety test, you say no. I say okay. How about you blow? No. Oh,
No.
there
Okay.
you go.
You could refuse Again, refusing to blow can result in your license suspension. Refusing the field sobriety request is just denying a request. It just gives them more information.
What if you say this, Dan and Jay combination? Listen, I'm 60 years old. I'm 300 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very agile. I got a beaver. I don't want to take my. I got male pattern baldness. I got a beaver on top of my head.
Well, that's when they ask you if you have any defects, right?
Yeah. I'd be like, I
can't balance.
My arms are my arms are too short for my body. And then Dan, you actually tell me what that condition is called. I'll have that one ready.
You know what I think now that I'm thinking about it, common sense, I think Danny's correct because that gives you the ability to blow. So like I was thinking, what would I do if I didn't feel like doing field sobriety? I could refuse field sobriety and then I could blow a zero.
So I'm gonna go. Right. So if I'm gonna go, listen,
I stand corrected.
I like that when you tell your brother you're sorry. Although you didn't say you're sorry, I stand.
You don't have to apologize.
Dan feels good about
enough.
enough.
He just has the redneck eyes.
So listen. If you go, listen, officer, I don't feel comfortable with doing your field sobriety because I'm not in very good shape. I got a beaver on top of my head. I got a hat on. I got short arms. If you ask me to lay my head back, I don't know that my arms, the fingertips can even hit my finger. I mean, my fingertips can even. I don't know that I can even fingertip my nose. I got such short arms.
They touch your ears.
This way. But if you got one of those little field, here I got one right here. If you got one of those field sobriety blower gimmicks, I'll blow into that.
Let's all blow right now. Just out of curiosity to see who may have been drinking.
All right, hold on. I think I put new batteries on mine. All right, so it's calibrating itself down from 100 seconds. And
do you all share the same blowhole?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, we do.
We can just wipe it off.
Okay.
Can I go first?
It's like a P. Diddy party.
Yeah, you can go first, Jay. I'll hand it over to you when it calibrates. Let me come grab this and then hand it over to Jay.
Jay's worried about transmitting a disease.
Yeah.
No, I'm worried about my cologne being inhaled and giving a false alcohol.
All right, it says blow.
All the cologne.
blow.
Don't lick your lips.
Dan, you might have to help him. It says.
How long do I go?
Well, you got to. I mean, I think you got to
just keep blowing until you can't breathe anymore.
Just blow. And we may have started it too late because it was saying blow when I handed it over. and it should.
Turned off.
Oh, here we go.
I may have to recalibrate back from. Is it recalibrating?
Okay, it's calibrating right now.
At this point, the cops don't have a case anymore, right? After he's had to recalibrate. I mean, we're going to throw Jay. Jay gets to be freed after this, right?
Build a website you
hope so.
Love with Wix. For your words.
Are you kidding me?
Photo bucket.
Is it
So does his head move?
Is it calibrating, Jay?
It is. I got 20 seconds.
Not even.
It's almost now. Ready?
Wonder who got a call or text. Go ahead. Text here. It's muted for us.
Keep going.
So, Lummy, I'm assuming that he called his dad.
Yes.
And his dad's blowing a call into the police chief. And
0.00.
0.00. Okay, hand it over to Dan.
That's Jay's.
You just have to recalibrate. Man, they really go along with this eye stigmatization thing, do you not?
They're just building up evidence. This is all evidence. You're giving them evidence with this.
I got floaters.
I want to play once a week. Lately,
Let's see what kind of question.
Talk about his golf game?
Yeah.
What'd you score? No?
I shot 1 in 5.
Just get arrested for shooting a 105.
Trying to be your trying to be your friend. Is it calibrating, Dan? Oh, Dan's doing it.
He's blowing right now.
Let me have you been. Did you have any this morning? Let me just.
No, I have not.
None.
No.
Shipping, cutting. I mean, that's
0.00.
All right. Let's.
I feel like this guy's doing an okay job of, like, at least seeming sober.
Me too.
I feel like this guy is doing pretty good. Dan, all zeros?
All zeros. I'm getting it ready to reset for Lummy now. So
Okay.
counting down from 100. Just wait till there's a zero. Blow to hear a ding. You've done this before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Every time you start your car.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He nailed that.
Yeah.
He
They think
nailed
that turn was
1,
bad.
Bad turnaround.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
He shuffled at the beginning of that one, two next to each other.
Dude, he played a round of golf and drove from Orlando. He's fine.
I think. Now, let me got to show the screen.
His ego's bruised. He got a 105.
0.0.
Yeah, love me. Clean as a bill of health.
Bring it back up.
All right.
That sucks.
I know. I thought we were going to get something out of it.
I know, Lummy. I'm sorry. So I honestly,
because the Bucks had a late game yesterday.
Honest to God, I'm thinking this guy has nailed this. Just like Nick Hogan. I mean, listen.
Yeah, that looks like he did, Bubba.
Nick Hogan nailed his. Remember?
That's why it's just giving them evidence. He doesn't look sloppy drunk.
Not at all. Not at all. That's ridiculous. But Lummy, hold on. He did blow once he got back to the shop. He blew 2 times the legal limit.
Yeah, 0.146.
So I mean, Jay, it validates them. You know, if they take him back and he would have blown, you know, a 0.07 or 5 under, then they didn't make the right call on the street. But when they take you back and you blow 2 times, then they made the right call.
Well, and that's what Kevin, I'm sure, is going to try to get thrown out is the breathalyzer, because he's going to say that the probable cause for even demanding the field sobriety wasn't there.
Oh, so
so he's going to. That's what you do.
So
that's why I was
Kevin
saying the probable
Kevin's
cause
say you guys didn't have probable cause to even take him to the shop.
Correct.
Because he nailed.
Wait, the open container, wasn't it?
Yeah, that might be a little wiggle room.
Just letting you know, he's a very, very good lawyer, and I would be shocked if you don't start with probable cause for the field sobriety, then that he did well on the field sobriety, then that there was no reason to give the breathalyzer. I'm just saying what a defense lawyer
He's
like
the
Kevin
best.
would do.
He's the best.
You attack the weaknesses in the case.
Well, nothing's happened to this guy either way.
He's so good. Kevin Hazlett. Hello, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Bubba, it's Dan from New York.
Yes, Sam.
Quick question to Dan and Jay. If you refuse a breathalyzer, can't you get a blood test and get a blood test over a breathalyzer?
Sometimes they can do it by court order. They can't just do it.
They can make you do it if there's an injury or a death.
I mean, I think
Right.
that.
They can hold your ass down and take your blood.
Well,
I've seen it.
I mean, if I got pulled over and I was offered a breathalyzer or blood, I'd rather go with a blood test.
I don't think they offer you the option. I think that they either have one or the other, and blood is way more cumbersome and harder to do than just have you blow into a big ass, shoebox.
Stick a needle in you too. You don't just get that unless you got a court order.
So I think
he's asking us an offer. He's like, listen, you want to do a breathalyzer? No. I'm not doing your BS breathalyzer. I'll do a blood test, which may actually buy you 45 minutes to an hour.
Well, that's what they say. Either it's not calibrated right, the breathalyzers, or it gives you a little bit more time for the system, for the stuff to get through your system.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about...
Just call an Uber like Dan said.
Yeah, so much easier.
All these
it's like
ways to try
$30.
to figure out how to get out of a DUI. Just don't drink and drive.
All right, man. Appreciate your call. Thanks.
Opposition to President Trump's policies on the streets and in the halls of Congress isn't new. But a few months into his second term, a different source of criticism seems to be emerging.
He's starting to catch a little flack from the Rogans and the Theo Vaughns, even myself, where he's been going gung-ho with the FCC and Carr. I don't think Trump played the Jimmy Kimmel situation correctly. I don't think he played that. And you know what? You get a Theo Vaughn, you get a Joe Rogan, you get other people who are, usually toe the line on most of your policies, and you start dealing with free speech and comedians and start telling ABC and Disney who they can't have on the air. That's not presidential like at all. And he's starting to catch some flack for that.
From some popular male podcasters. The latest example, Theo Vaughn, a typically friendly face in MAGA world, now drawing a line in the sand over the Department of Homeland Security using his video in one of their clips.
Heard you got deported, dude. Bye.
Apparently without his permission. Vaughn telling the agency to, quote, keep me out of your banger deportation videos, adding that when it comes to immigration, my thoughts and hearts are a lot more nuanced. DHS deleting the video after the comedian's criticism and not responding to NBC News requests for comment. Vaughn has made frequent Trump World appearances, interviewing the vice president, traveling with Trump to perform for troops in Qatar, and even hosting the president himself on his This Past Weekend podcast.
My son's a big fan of yours, Barron.
Really, Barron is?
Yeah, he knows you very well. He said, Dad, he's big.
Wow.
Yeah, big one.
More recently, Vaughn's grown more critical, taking issue with the White House's stance on the war in Gaza.
I think we're watching probably one of the sickest things that's ever happened.
And condemning the administration's...
Which part? Like what part of the effery that's going on in our country are we witnessing? Because there's so many bad things that are going on in our country.
Iran,
not necessarily at the president's expense. It's a complete crap show. The Russian-Ukrainian thing's not going well. The FCC and the Jimmy Kimmel deal.
Strike back in June.
This is a horrible idea, I felt like it was supposed to be America first.
The president often crediting podcasters like Vaughn with helping him win over young male voters last November. But now, other podcasters lumped into the so-called manosphere seem to be souring on some of Trump's policies. Like comedian Andrew Schultz, who hosted Trump on his podcast last year, before pulling a big 180 on the president once he took office.
I believe when Trump, everything he campaigned on, I believe he wanted to do. And now he's doing the exact opposite thing of every single...
Oh, what he's done. Yeah, exactly to your point.
You also have shifting sands under the podcasting world's biggest
there is.
Star Joe Rogan, whose October 2024 interview with Trump broke records. Rogan endorsing the then candidate over Kamala Harris. Now, it's rare, but every once in a while, Rogan sounds more like a critic than a fan.
Deporting people because you don't like who they're criticizing? That gets kind of shifty. I definitely don't think that the government should be involved ever in dictating what a comedian can or cannot say in a monologue.
And then you have an issue that just won't go away.
The Epstein Files.
There's nothing
The Epstein Files, potentially becoming a major wedge in Trump's relationship with a group that helped him secure the White House.
Like, in all seriousness, that is, I think, what is enraging people right now is it's insulting our intelligence.
Like, look, where's the Epstein files? Boo, can't find them. Don't exist. Like, they can get away with man.
Oh, yeah.
Vaughn resurfacing this moment from his sit-down last October with then Vice Presidential nominee J.D. Vance.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
Asking in July, what changed? The White House deferred to DHS on their social media post and declined to respond further to our question about other criticism from podcasters. Trump continues to hold a dominant place among conservative influencers, even as some who enthusiastically greeted Trump on their podcast last year are now avoiding politics altogether.
I mean, we kind of said we wanted to maybe stay out of politics for a little bit because we just want to have fun too at the same time.
And you got to. You got to stay out of it, or you won't have fun.
The other thing is that, you know, what they're not saying is that the people that may have been so pro-Trump in the fall of last year are now trying to like reset and be a little bit more measured and try to be more down the middle, because again, some people realize that if you become too one-sided, left or right, you alienate over half the country. So the people that at the time felt that Kamala Harris was an inferior candidate to Trump, which, you know, most of the country agreed with, they made their point. He got elected. Now they're going to look at it more objectively and not just, you know, suck the MAGA D, like you like to say, but look at it as a more balanced perspective and criticize where there should be criticism and also praise where there should be praise.
Whether the skepticism from the manosphere turns into a full-on revolt, well, that's still up in the air. Julie Sirkin, NBC News.
That's a non-story story. Those are clips from like the last 10 months. They put all of them together and they got like a minute piece.
I find myself, you know, on a side on most of those guys' sides. You know, where's the Epstein deal? Okay, you say it's a non-factor. Okay, I agree.
But they just released 33,000 new pages of documents. They're getting ready to have another release. I saw Mike Johnson on the news this morning talking about it, the Speaker of the House. All they're doing is trying to redact the names of the victims, not even the names of the people, the Johns. So I just don't know what the big deal is. If there was something with Trump on it, it would already be out. There is no Trump list.
Exactly. This is like a Russia collusion
It's the biggest
crap.
non-story ever.
We're just going to keep saying Epstein, just like Russia collusion.
Now,
Just
Epstein
to
was a
irritate
creep, and I
people.
feel sorry for everyone as victims, and I'm not saying that's a hoax by any means. By no means. I think what he did was horrible, and I'm interested in looking into the financial transactions and who are the people paying. It's all interesting. I think that should all go. Support it.
And I just was absolutely furious with how they handled the Jimmy Kimmel deal.
I agree with that 100%.
Absolutely furious.
I agree with that 100%.
Stay out of.
And I agree with what Theo Vaughn just said. I wouldn't, Theo's a comedian, and that little clip he said about deportation that's out of context. We always talk about things that are in context. It's a joke. I wouldn't be cool with DHS using my joke to try to enforce, really tough immigration policies, because that's not who he is. He's a comedian. So, yes, for him, I agree with what he did 100%, and I think he'll be happy with the government pulling it.
Hello.
Bubba.
Yeah.
King Rob 5-0 again. Hey, buddy. You mentioned a while ago the idea of maybe having an ex-police officer come and conduct field sobriety tests on you guys.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Where do you live?
Well, I'm currently in St. Louis. However,
Mr. Clean in.
I'm from Lakeland. Yeah, it's nothing for me to come back home and make a trip back home, and I can stop in and do what we need to do.
All right, my man. Well, let me get his information.
Okay.
And if he ever finds his way down here, maybe we'll do it. Hello.
I'm Louis 3, Michigan.
Hey, Louis 3, Michigan. How are you?
Hey, good. I know I'm a little bit late, but the whole Bad Bunny thing, what I've seen and heard, he's all for the left. It's their pawn to put up there to go against the government right now, to bring the minorities to rise up against all the deportation and actually trying to solve crime and put criminals behind bars. That's what I'm seeing and hearing.
All right. Appreciate your input. Thank you. Hello, you're on the air. Last call before I got to go to words.
Hey, I was just curious about Jay and Dan's view on Saudi Arabia and their sport washing, and they're doing comedy washing now, where they paid all those comedians to come over. One you just mentioned Andrew Schultz, who, like, women couldn't drive in Saudi Arabia until 2018, and they're over there acting like, oh, there's so much more freedom over here. Yeah, make a joke about a hacksaw and KBS and see what happens. It's insane. I just was curious if they had any thoughts on that.
Before Jay and Dan answers it, I'm all for, man, any sport that can get 5, 8, 10, 15 times more money than they would regularly get, whether it's on the comedic circuit or whether it's on the golf circuit or the F1 circuit. I'm all about free enterprise, and if Saudi Arabia wants to pay for it, I'm not going over to Saudi Arabia on a comedy tour because I support necessarily their religion or their way of life. But I know if they want to pay me the amount of money that nobody else would ever think about paying me, and I can make 10 times the amount that I would on a regular night, like Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart, I'm going. I think we're putting too much. I mean, who cares? They got the money. They want American-based stuff. Let's give it to them.
I don't have a problem with that as long as they don't come back and then criticize us for things that are illegal in those countries. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you go over there, you make your money, and you want to sell your soul to perform for what we may consider to be a bad establishment, that they'll come over here and lecture me afterwards.
Well, and Dan, on that point, Bill Burr was asked about this, and he said, well, there's more freedom over there than there is here. We only had 2 rules. We can't talk about religion or the royal family. Well,
Dan.
Well, religion and the royal family, it's all they talk about here is politics and religion. And so that takes care of half of your book of cards or a book of jokes. Let me
put it this way, Dan. Sir, thank you very much. Dan, if Your Excellence wanted a set of Diacos, and he said, I'll pay you $100,000 and I'll fly you first class to bring your knowledge and expertise and put boobs on my woman, you would be, I mean, you come on. You do it.
But then I wouldn't be self-righteous on the way back.
I'm not asking you to.
When I got back. And that's what I'm asking them to do, is not be self-righteous about saying how they have better laws and the more freedom over there than we have over here. Right. Just recognize who you are. You sold your soul for money. And if you don't support that kind of establishment, then don't enable that establishment to give you money and help you.
I think we should come up with, I think maybe they got it down. We shouldn't talk about politics because we all hate it. I mean, like, it's the most polarizing thing ever, and none of us are in a position that we can ever talk to the opposing counsel in a respectful way. We may try to, but they won't take it that way. So that might be brilliant.
Comedy would be better without religion and speaking about the royal family or politics. It would be way better.
It would be. Mm-hmm. It really would be. If you can say, listen, tell any joke you want. Just don't talk about the royal family or politics.
And not because it's...
Then you have a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Well, it doesn't have to be the edict from the top of the world. It's just someone common sense. I think that's what's probably funnier.
Because we all argue about that. That's what we all fight about. That's what all of our fights are about. Politics. Because we can no longer, as a nation, talk about them in a polite discord. Or I don't agree with your stance, Discord, but I respect your stance, and I understand your stance, and here's my stance, and it's not the same as yours, but we can choose to disagree, but you're still my friend. No, that's not how it goes. It's that your stance sucks, you're wrong, and I hate you.
What do you think, Seth? Would you go do a show over there?
If they said, "Hey Seth, we'll give you $300,000 to break cards in Saudi Arabia," Sammy's wearing a burqa. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's yes, they did just start letting women drive over there, and they're start getting some of their human rights and all that stuff. But I got to go get my money. I'm not morally, I'm not morally torn over where it comes from.
You're a hired gun, man. Pay me. I'll say and do what you want.
So you're going to do a show from the Gaza Strip now?
He would.
Because they'll pay you.
His head, Danny.
Hold on.
Jesus.
I'm taking it
to
the extreme. I'm taking it to the extreme. If it's just for money, would you do that?
Doing a show for who?
He would do a show.
Whomever paid.
He would do a show from the Gaza Strip. Doesn't mean you have to believe in what they believe, but just geographically, he could do a pro-Jewish show from the Gaza Strip if the Gaza Strip is secure as it's supposed to be. Okay. If the Gaza Strip is what they say the Gaza Strip's going to be, then any Jewish person should be able to walk down the Gaza Strip and feel safe, including spewing out their Jewish beliefs.
Maybe they could ride their unicorn. Because it's going to be make believe for that to even be reality. I just don't believe it.
Okay, I know. Unfortunately, we give you a radio show to spew some of that nonsense.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
I'd let him, initiate anything with me. He's the man. I love Don.
I do too. He's a good guy. Oh boy.
What's up, Double X Gaming? Buddy. Seven, you just Bubba fan? I would guess in a year. What's up, boy, Ice-T?
What up, boy, Ice-T?
Let's see. HS Bubba fan. HQ. Especially the 98 rock stuff. HS Bubba fan.
What up, Organic Gene? Double XL. How you doing?
You should buy the Tudor watch, Tony Peters. Great watch. I do like your selection. Trying to get my son a good college watch. I was thinking just a Seiko. Nice, just not super expensive, but a good quality watch and something he could beat on. Tudors are badass though. It's sort of like the Farm League of Rolex. Jeff Schwartz, what up?
Checking each as well with that.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Is Dan's deposition, Jay, part of the deposition you're doing today?
Yes.
Yes.
That's two different. I have one at 10:30 and one this afternoon.
So he's not doing both. He's doing one.
Yeah.
Or is he doing both?
No.
He looked like he wasn't comfortable. He doesn't look as good in a suit as he used to.
He said he does not like wearing suits.
And he used to wear them a lot more. What has changed, Jay, with your brother, you think?
I don't know. He doesn't like wearing a tie, he said. So I would prefer, if he's not going to wear a tie, then just don't wear one. Because you'll see me sometimes without a tie, but I don't have it loose and hanging out like that. I just think that looks sloppy. So I think that's what your problem is with him.
My problem was he looks like, okay, you look like you're getting ready to start your day with the way your tie position is. His looks like he just got done with work. He's loosened his tie. He's getting ready to meet Jimmy Cleveland down at the bar for a few shots.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
His is like a 5:55, 6:05 p.m. tie look, and yours is I'm getting ready to walk into court look.
So
yours is high and tight. It's riding high. Your button's good. Everything's good. His is like, God, I got a long day. I got to get this tie off me. Right?
100%. He looks like, Dan's pet peeve is if he sees guys in scrubs out at bars, when he was a young guy. And so for me, that's my pet peeve, is if I see a guy out in their suit with their tie loosened like that, it's like, are you just screaming, hey, I've got a real job? Go home, take your suit off, and put on some regular clothes and stop posing.
Or was it that bad of a day that you just got your ass? It almost shows like either I just got my ass kicked. And I just can't take the constriction around my neck that could normally make me look fashionable, but makes me look now. Listen,
leave it in the car.
It makes you look. It makes you look from fashionable to disheveled.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so Danny, I hope Danny's not mad at me. It just looked like he was like, a little uncomfortable today. This is big news, Lummy. We were going to make it part of the clickbait, but I thought the Bad Bunny deal might have been a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But Mark Sanchez, former quarterback in the NFL, Seth, he said he played like in 5 teams. I think he was a number one. Was he number one overall for the Jets?
No,
but
6.
But he was a top. He was first rounder, right?
Yes,
for the Jets.
Yeah, former great from the Bears.
And hold on, he was a Bear.
Of course, 1 year.
Was he a starter for the Bear?
No, I don't think he didn't take a snap.
Was it when Trubisky was there?
2017.
Yeah,
I think it's when it was. Yeah,
might have been when they were just high on Trubisky, when they thought Trubisky was going to be the next, whatever. But anyway, and he was and then after the Jets, I think it's safe to say he was just like a journeyman, right? Kind of like that.
Eagles, Broncos, Cowboys, Bears, Redskins.
That's journeyman.
Yeah. Former NFL quarterback, but nonetheless, Lummy, as a journeyman, you can put in 10, 12 years.
Yeah, he put in 9.
9. I think Ty J said you're vested after 3. after 3 years you're vested, I think, and then from there your pension just gets larger and larger. Didn't they say that OJ was making like nine or 10,000 a month on his NFL pension? And I wonder if it has everything to do with what you paid into it. Like, does a Brett Favre or a Peyton Manning, who were at some of the highest paid players during their time, I wonder are their pensions the same as Tony Mandrich, who spent 5 years in the league and only had one big contract. I mean, I wonder if it's what you pay in is what you get back.
It's not equal for everybody. You're right.
So yeah, so like a guy that makes $1.5 million a year, Jay, his pension's not going to be the same as a guy that makes $19 million.
No, and a guy that retires who played in 2020 is going to get a much bigger pension than a guy who retired in 2000. Just different salaries, right. and what was the pay structure at the time.
Former NFL quarterback, and he's a current Fox analyst. Now, I don't know if this ends up cooking his goose with Fox because aren't they saying it might be his fault? And it's a pretty big deal.
He got arrested.
Yeah. Mark Sanchez was stabbed in Indianapolis and is in the hospital in stable condition, Fox announced. Sanchez was in Indy to call the Sunday Raiders-Colts game. This happened, I think, Saturday night, and he was pulled off the announcement team. Obviously he's in the hospital stabbed. And it went down with, here's the report, I think, Good Morning America. This might be the latest report from this morning. Yeah. So the other reports we got were from yesterday. This is what Good Morning America reported this morning.
Robin, Mark Sanchez was supposed to be part of the team calling Sunday's Colts-Raiders game. Instead, he ended up stabbed, hospitalized, and arrested. And even his broadcast partners say they're still trying to wrap their heads around what happened.
And you got to realize, man, I don't know that any of you guys have been in downtown Indy, which, downtown, the Lucas Field where the Colts, Lucas Oil Field, that's where the Colts play. It's right in the middle of downtown. It's on the fringe of downtown, hooked on to the Indianapolis Convention Center. And then, the Gamebridge Field House where the Pacers and the Fever play? I think so. That's literally only like 3 blocks, maybe 4 blocks from where the Colts play. And then there's all these, kind of upper end restaurants and a ton of hotel rooms. But like downtown Indy is kind of rough they got some homeless people.
He tried to break into like a guy's car that was like 60 years old or something.
Oh, this truck. It was the truck.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got some
just telling
details.
You, like the hotel that they put these guys up at. There's some rough homeless people that roll around downtown Indy. Now, that just has nothing to play into what's going on here.
No, I think Sanchez was the rough homeless person roaming around Indy.
Yeah. Morning, former New York Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez is facing misdemeanor charges after an alleged drunken fight with a truck driver.
I'll be following the medic to Eskenazi. Patient's critical right now.
Police say Sanchez approached a 69-year-old truck driver in the loading dock of a downtown Indianapolis hotel. The driver told police Sanchez smelled of alcohol and his speech was slurred. Court records say Sanchez climbed into the truck and prevented the driver from calling for help.
Now, what would cause Sanchez to do that?
He didn't like where the truck was parked, according to an article I'm reading.
Yeah, he parked in a loading dock, and he said he wasn't allowed to.
Before there was a fight, and Sanchez shoved the driver. Sanchez ended up pepper sprayed and stabbed multiple times after the driver told police he thought to himself, this guy's trying to kill me.
So just think, man, those drivers and those truck drivers in downtown Indy, and which, by the way, Lummy, this guy was his job was to get all of the oil from the kitchen.
Yes.
The used oil that they use to fry French fries and stuff like that. They have a service that comes by late at night and takes your used oil from you because you have brand new oil that you've bought from your food purveyor, but the used oil needs to be collected, and that's what this guy did. And, I'm assuming that he worked late at night, and you're in the alleys of Indianapolis, and, usually in the alleys of any big town, there's some shady stuff going on in the alleys. And so this guy's probably had problems with homeless people and stuff like that. So he had a knife and pepper spray ready to go when Sanchez wanted to get a little cute.
This is a situation that didn't need to happen and should not have happened. The allegations involved here involve a 38-year-old former professional athlete.
Oh, with the Bears hat on, too.
Becoming involved in a physical confrontation with a 69-year-old man who is just attempting to do his job.
Sanchez, who played 8 seasons in the NFL, was in Indianapolis to be part of the broadcast team for Sunday's Colts-Raiders game.
Mark Sanchez was involved in an incident that, to be honest, we're all still trying to wrap our heads around. At this time, our thoughts and prayers are with Mark, his family, and all those involved.
And you probably will never see him back on the airwaves.
Sanchez is now charged with battery, unlawful entry to a motor vehicle, and public intoxication, and he's tentatively set to appear in court tomorrow.
Maybe we'll get some more answers then. All right.
Yeah.
Damn, that's embarrassing. What a way to get fired on a work trip.
way to be on a work trip and just get, because Seth, he was not. You don't make those decisions being stoned. Just not being drunk. Like if you're just straight sober and you're just coming back from dinner with the fellas, you're completely 100% drunk in order to be messing with the guy that's collecting the French fry oil, right?
I do other things. I don't drink at all, but I don't understand how these guys that have been drinking for their whole lives, all of a sudden, it starts to get the best of them, and they start to try to, pull guys out of trucks. I don't know how you make that turn.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you make that connection from being, a former 8-year tenured veteran of the NFL to, being a Fox broadcaster, which is a pretty damn good gig.
It's got to be.
I mean, I got to think that, the Rondé Barbers and the Mark Sanchez's, I got to think that they make, I heard that not like Aikman or, Buck or Romo,
Al Michaels, Collinsworth.
Yeah, that's a whole. But I heard just like the ancillary guys that they make like $1 million.
He's making, supposedly it says here, $8 million a year.
$8 million a year
as a color analyst for Fox Sports.
More than he made in any year, right, Seth?
This is the
about close to it.
Did he ever make $8 million a year? Maybe at the beginning.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably at the beginning, right when he signed his because he was a first-round pick. But after that, it was just veteran money.
Yeah.
Probably his only $8 million deal, Jay, was his first one. That was it. So
I would preserve and protect that little nest egg of $8 million with my life, and I would not be enforcing parking regulations.
The guy is trying to kill me. Ex-NFL quarterback, Fox News analyst Mark Sanchez charged for allegedly his role in Indianapolis stabbing. Sanchez has been charged with battery resulting in injury, public intoxication, and unlawful entry into a motor vehicle. I think when you stab somebody... Now, hold on. Now, Jay, have you seen the pictures?
He was stabbed 2 or 3 times, it says. Sanchez was.
This is the guy that Sanchez stabbed.
What?
No, Sanchez got stabbed.
But this guy also got stabbed in the face.
Oh, this guy got stabbed?
Yes.
Is that him?
This
oh my
guy
God!
got,
Look at that.
Yes. The grease truck driver was picking up cooking oil when the attack happened Saturday night.
So here's why he's going to get in trouble, because apparently, according to the story I'm reading, the guy pepper sprayed him, and it worked at first, and then Sanchez wiped his eyes off and then continued to attack him, which is when he stabbed him, allegedly. Yeah. And so if that's the situation, he's literally trying to use self-defense. First I pepper spray him, non-lethal method. Now he's coming at me. I have a knife, and I'm trying to protect myself, and then he takes a knife and slashes my face?
Yeah.
Oh, how could that be a misdemeanor? That dude's face looks like a felony. They said he was arrested for a misdemeanor.
That's a country song. Your face looks like a felony. Your face looks like a felony. Now, how would... So your Chicago Police Department, I'm sure you have a chief who answers to the mayor, and that's how, and it hands the orders on down to the guys on the streets. But, I think Trump has some border patrol and some ICE in the streets of Chicago trying to clean it up as well. And it looks like now the city police and the ICE agents are at each other's throat. where they won't help each other.
Can I, real quick, sorry, on the Mark Sanchez thing, what I found out is the reason he did not like the guy parking there is because he was doing wind sprints in the alley and the guy was blocking his wind sprints.
What?
Yes. He was doing wind sprints in the alley.
Wind sprints?
Yeah.
So he had like a tracksuit or some kind of, and he's trying to stay in. And this was literally like at 10 o'clock at night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was at night. Yeah,
12:30, I think.
And the guy, I guess when he parked, he blocked Mark Sanchez's
wind
track.
sprint.
Yeah, his wind sprint track.
CTE.
Yeah.
That's
Seth,
the proof
honestly,
of it, Seth.
if I'm his lawyer, that's my first defense.
The guy that went in and shot up the NFL building, I believe in New York a few months ago, he had CTE and he only played through high school football.
Yeah.
So I think it's not just going to be guys that were banging their heads together for 20 years. It's going to be, people popping up all over the place. And I don't know, man, this is a really, really, really stupid thing to do when you get drunk, is to go start a fight with a guy, 69-year-old who's doing a job in the middle of the night.
Usually when you're drunk, you don't have all that energy to go out there and do wind sprints, right? Like you're like, I'm drunk. I want to lay in bed and watch TV and masturbate or do other cool stuff. I'm not going out there in the middle of the grimy ass alleyways of Indianapolis.
He could have been on a few bump skis too. I mean, who knows?
Probably a couple bump skis. Yeah, he's got a couple bump skis, and if you're wanting out, got all that energy you're trying to blow off. Let me go do some wind sprints. Wow. So what happens here? Chicago police ordered to ignore Border Patrol agents' plea for help while surrounded by an angry mob. So these ICE agents or Border Patrol agents are in Chicago trying to round up illegal immigrants, and when these illegal immigrants form like a little flash mob or something around them, they can't call for backup, because the Chicago Police Department's been told we're not backing them up. It's kind of crappy.
Yeah.
Erupted in controversy after chilling dispatch audio revealed that local police were ordered not to assist federal agents when they were surrounded by a mob of protesters.
Is she AI?
I think so. AI is so good now. But yeah, she's AI. So what a Chicago news station will do, Jay, is they'll get the story and then they'll write it and have footage, different background footage, but then they'll have an AI woman act like she's an anchor, and you wouldn't know the difference.
Message from the chief of patrol: clear everybody out. We're not responding over there.
I'm working on AI and Seth here. I'm trying to. I got Seth almost dialed in.
It started when
Seth will be full-blown AI by February.
AI Seth?
Border Patrol agents conducting a routine.
I mean, Seth could be AI right now. You don't even know.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Instead of ask Siri, ask Seth.
Teen patrol on Chicago's
Hey Seth,
south
can you get me
side.
a reservation? No.
Oh, yes.
No.
Just please PayPal $50 and
to me,
I will find you a spot.
For my fee. Here we go.
Found themselves boxed in by 10 vehicles and faced aggressive protests. They were rammed, trapped, and under a withering assault of threats. One woman, armed with a semi-automatic weapon, allegedly attempted to drive into the agents. In response, law enforcement fired defensive shots. Inside the control room, federal agents' pleas crackled over the radio, calling for backup. Chicago officers were already moving to respond. Then came the order: stand down. Per the chief of patrol, no units will respond to this location. Even as chaos unfolded, those internal messages held firm. The Chicago Police Department later pushed back, claiming they did respond to maintain traffic control and public safety. But that version contradicts internal memos and...
Again, remember what we were talking about? Let's just not talk about politics. Because this is politics. As much of a story as this is everything to do with being politically motivated. Why the Chicago cops are ordered to stand down to help their feather brethren of Leo and the ICE and or Border Patrol agencies round up illegal immigrants when they get a little bit too in the weeds, where they got some stuff starting to happen and they need some backup. The head of patrol said, stand down.
Dispatch logs that point to a leadership decision to withhold support, even when officers were en route. For many, what happened speaks volumes. It's a vivid example of a city caught between sheltering immigrants under sanctuary policies and facing federal enforcement on the ground. This standoff is not just physical, it's symbolic. Local leadership, federal agents, protesters, all now locked in a confrontation over authority, safety, and responsibility. While no police officers were seriously injured, over a dozen protesters were arrested in the wave of unrest. Homeland Security leaders have denounced the incident as a brazen assault on law enforcement. In turn, federal reinforcements are being deployed to stabilize the situation.
I don't care anymore. If you're on the federal level, just send more guys. Know that, the amount of guys you sent for Chicago didn't work, and you shouldn't have to rely on local. Listen, the area, the areas where you're going to get backup, and you certainly know the areas that you're not going to get backup anywhere in California. You're not going to get backup anywhere in Illinois. You're not going to get backup anywhere in, New York, New Jersey, any of that deal. So just know that you need that many more federal agents, so you don't need their backup.
This is one of those like 80-20 issues again. I think if you ask any reasonable person and you say, if federal agents are surrounded by a mob of people who are armed and are ramming vehicles in them, should the local police cooperate and help their national brothers in arms? Of course. Why would the local police department not help the federal police? It makes no sense whatsoever.
And then the other side of the argument would be, though, the blue side of the argument would be, well, you know what? The feds shouldn't be in this particular city that's ran by a Democratic leader and doesn't want them in the city.
Right.
And then, you would say, yeah, but federal law states, boom. And now we're back to
they're
talking
defending
politics.
Federal buildings. But that's what I'm saying is, again, if they're not even out, they're in front of the ICE building, literally, Molotov cocktails and all kinds of fireworks. And I mean, what they're doing in Portland is absolutely insane. And so to say there's no problem or that we shouldn't help the federal government enforce immigration, at a minimum, can they not defend their own ICE buildings? We had an ICE agent shot, and we had people killed 2 weeks ago when an ICE facility was shot up by somebody who was anti-ICE. And so all I'm saying is, it seems like a common sense. Yeah, it seems like a common sense thing that
a woman
federal and local enforcement should cooperate.
Woman shot after allegedly attempted to hit ICE agents,
and she had a gun.
Chicago Southwest Side, federal agents opened fire on a woman, a U.S. citizen, critically wounding her. She took off and drove to a nearby business. WGN's Courtney Spinelli picks up the story.
That's the way they say woman shot?
No.
Yeah, woman shot after allegedly attempting to hit ICE agent.
No, you forgot. They threw in a U.S. citizen to make it worse. It doesn't matter what you are. If you're shooting at the police or law enforcement, whether you're illegal, whether you're an American, whether you're Cuban, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're fat, whether you're tall, the minute that you decide to shoot into, a law enforcement agency or person, all bets are off. I don't care what you are. It doesn't matter what you are. Republican, Democrat, legal, illegal. You are going to probably be killed.
No fear! ICE has no business here!
There you go. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
This is your protesters right here.
Wow.
ICE has no business here!
Protesters shouting at federal agents near 35th in California in Chicago's Brighton Park neighborhood Saturday.
Come get me! Come on!
It became the site of a large federal presence after...
Yeah, this guy's Johnny Tough Guy right here.
Became the site of a large...
Come get me!
Saturday.
Come get me! Come on!
It became the site of a large federal presence after a woman drove there in this SUV, arriving with multiple gunshot wounds. According to workers at the truck repair shop, the woman came in bleeding profusely. Several workers and a customer say they tried to stop the bleeding and called 911. As federal agents investigated the crowd across the road, yelling at them to leave, at one point crossing over.
They're treating our community like it's a war zone. They're creating that, not us.
We're getting a ticket of shots fired at 3900 Kedzie.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, Border Patrol agents were near 39th and Kedzie when they were rammed by vehicles and boxed in by 10 cars.
Bubba, in Florida, you can't even block a road. See how the protesters are blocking roads and they're blocking police's access, the police and ICE's access in and out of places? In Florida, you go to jail for that.
Got out, they say an armed U.S. citizen who sources say is a CCL holder tried to run them over, forcing the officers to fire. A DHS spokesperson claims the woman was already under CBP watch for allegedly doxing agents online. The violence and dehumanization of these men and women who are simply enforcing the law must stop, Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said. Meantime, protests continued through much of the afternoon near the scene of the shooting. That video from the Citizen app shows agents surrounding a vehicle Elizabeth Ruiz says her son, a U.S. citizen, was driving to pick up friends in before he was detained.
He called me and said immigration was there and there was a lot of beeping. There was a lot of things going on. I said, move on to the side.
Ruiz claims her son's SUV was hit and he drove into the lot of this gas station. She says this happened when she went there to help him.
I said, let's get the hell out of here. When one of the immigration officers just grabbed him from his arm viciously and arrested him.
Chicago police, standing in a line between protesters and federal agents, called off shortly after. Though they weren't there to assist with immigration efforts, some protesters still questioned whose side they were on. On the other side of the scene, tear gas deployed and at least one person taken down as protesters and federal agents went.
I've seen enough. Looks like a South Park episode to me. It really is. We've turned into South Park. It's a joke. Let me, when we come back, let's, what's this? Is this the Mark Sanchez deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already handled all that. Does he get fired? I bet he does.
Oh, yeah.
He's done. Absolutely done.
Yeah, they threw Brady Quinn in there. I mean, there's a million other quarterbacks that they can find to, cover the F games on Sunday.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Jonesy, after reading more about it, I think he's got some problems, for sure. Amen, Snizuki. Yeah, I wish, Tony. Get one for me first. What's up, Nick? Thank you for the OTVA stuff. What up, Sicilian Redneck? How you doing, my brother? Pleasure, pro wrestler. What's up, Mitch? Good morning. Jay Bowler, what up? Still got that 200 patch, like a badge of honor. Thank you, buddy.
I've examined every piece of evidence.
What up, John Kostika? It was raining up there yesterday, right, Brandon? My brother-in-law went up there to check on the
I've
places.
examined every piece of evidence, which includes
Tag operator or Formula One. Thank you. That's probably right. Great watches. Not
I've
cheap.
got everything. I've got every piece of evidence I have viewed. I've examined every piece of evidence, which include
Were you at the track this weekend?
Yeah.
Was it super wet?
It was super wet and bad car count because it rained.
Yeah, Addison had to go up to Kirk's place and check on a bunch of stuff. I got a couple of depots, Jeff. Was unbelievable, Barry Hogg. It's so good. I heard a stat yesterday, which is NFL history. We're 4-1 with a combined win total of 9 points. That's an NFL record. It was a record when we were 3-0. So I don't know, something about this year, I feel like whenever Baker has the ball, there's a chance. You know, kind of like when I'm not comparing him to Brady, but when we had 2 minutes left and we had Brady here, you know, there was hope. And right now, he's come back in every game, except for one. Sereno, 305, obviously, you're from the 305. Not loving it. That was a hard game to watch.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Me, Lummy, and Seth will do the Monday after show. This was something I was going to actually cover on Friday, and I'm saying I don't believe it. Not for 1 minute that police officers aren't going to go further and invest in it. If they pull you over and they smell weed, according to a new law on an appeals court that upheld some type of ruling, Florida appeals court says law enforcement can't search cars just based on smelling weed. Bull crap.
Well, you know how you get around that?
How?
They had red bloodshot eyes, and I smelled weed. This says you can't do it only on the smell of marijuana.
Yeah.
That's silly. I mean, come on.
Go to
You're right,
website.
Bubba.
I mean, I'm just like,
you're 100% right.
Bull crap. That a cop will he will be salivating like when you offer your dog a treat.
It could upend a major tactic for law enforcement to find potential crimes.
Appellate judges now say the smell of marijuana is not enough on its own to search anyone's car.
Oh, bull crap.
For illegal drugs and firearms.
Criminal justice advocates praise this ruling, but as 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Chris Hurst explains, the legal battle is far from over.
Finally, some judges got it.
Gary Cantrell.
Right.
It's a case that started in Hillsborough County. Daryl Williams was on probation and riding passenger in a car when a deputy pulled it over for not making a complete stop. The deputy then said he smelled marijuana.
I've handled many cases where a search was deemed lawful based solely on the smell of marijuana.
They found marijuana and other drugs, and Williams was sent back to prison. But on appeal to Tampa Bay's 2nd District, judges overturned his conviction, saying for pot, its mere odor can no longer establish that it is immediately apparent that the substance is contraband.
So is it fruit of a poisonous tree, Jay? So whatever they got after the reason why they searched the vehicle is for the smell of marijuana. Everything they found in that search is now thrown out because the fruits of, again,
because it could be legally prescribed.
Exactly.
If they're lawfully able to transport it, it shouldn't be the basis alone to be able to actually effectuate a search on a vehicle.
So, like, for example, if Seth was driving and he's got a medicinal card and they smelled the smell of marijuana, they can't just say, hey, I'm going to search your car. And that's not allowed. You're allowed to have. There's a medical reason. It's not contraband any longer in Florida.
What if you don't have a card?
You're screwed. I almost said effed. But yeah, you're screwed.
We shouldn't take these tools away from law enforcement. We should give them the ability to find things that are illegal.
It's asking law enforcement, it's like, hey, we need a bit more. We're not asking for too much. The court is saying plain smell is not enough. Right. And by doing so, it's like, okay, based on your training experience, what else do you have?
But the case now goes to the Florida Supreme Court, which could reverse the ruling. Still, medical marijuana and legalization advocates think it'll hold up.
I have confidence that the court itself will follow the rules of the law and they'll understand the jurisprudence behind it.
Chris Hurst, 10 Tampa Bay News.
While the Florida Supreme Court will still weigh in, next it's possible the U.S. Supreme Court may ultimately make the final decision. I did look up some marijuana laws across the United States. Currently,
you did?
Every state except Idaho, Nebraska, and Kansas allows some kind of cannabis use. 24 of those states also allow or regulate recreational.
Hold on, Indiana, they got medical only?
Really?
I didn't know that Indiana passed medical.
Use of cannabis. 14 have passed laws legalizing medical use only, while 9 limit use to CBD low THC products for medical conditions.
So are these none? The dark ones were none, Lummy?
Yeah, there's just like 3 of them.
Yeah. It's what? Idaho, and
Nebraska,
Nebraska, and Oklahoma.
I don't see how it didn't say Indiana has a.
I think Indiana's, I think they're wrong. I don't think Indiana's allows it at all. They're the worst. Jay, I'll walk you out. Good luck.
Thank you.
Lummy and Seth, we'll see you in about 15.
Sounds good.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian, Lummit.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
You're wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council. Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello. I'm back.